Evening, everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Hope you all have had a fantastic last few days. Man, it was kind of interesting having 2 days without streaming because there you go, Entropy Nomad. Good to see you. Good to see Trader Todd USA as well over on the YouTubes. Guys, welcome to the Dozer Den. I am Bulldozer74, and I am currently streaming to Rumble X for the extreme locals BitChute, or at least I'm trying to stream to BitChute today. Don't know if it's going to work, but I do have an account there as well, and they have a live stream option. So I yeah, try to make that work. We'll see if it actually happens. Hopefully, it is. And YouTube has allowed me graciously to stream once more on the Kami platform. While I do have my issues with YouTube, hey, if it'll let me put my content out there, I'm gonna go ahead and do so. So I guess my strike, my strike is up or something like that. I guess it's a week or something like that. The first strike you get. So I've got two more strikes until my channel is nuked. Hooray! Good thing that things are going well here on Rumble and on X. Guys, if you are new to the channel, first of all, don't you dare forget to smash that follow button. I have a lofty goal. We cracked 600 and we are at 611 right now, guys. I have a goal of 1,000 followers by April. Can we do it? I think we can. I think it's possible. Just a couple more months, just 389. 389 more followers, guys. That's all I need. Something that you can do to help make that happen is share this stream out. Share it with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, Zers and friends. I'm not judging. You do you. As long as you leave the animals and the children out of it and it's consensual, I don't care. Glad you guys have taken time out of your day, evening, night, morning, whenever it may be, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Dozer Den. Glad to see everybody. We got Trish, lovely mod in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, Rumble Studio has made some updates. I'm liking it. I'm liking the updates I'm seeing right now. What's up, Mr. Scott Awesome? Hello, fellow feds. What's left of your department at least? Oh my goodness. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. I like it. I like the little bit of a graphic upgrade there. I like it. Let me look and see, make sure things are rolling well over here on the. Oh, it's white. It's white over there. Okay, okay. And then I get rid of it, and it's a nice white banner up there instead of black. I like it better in studio. I like it better in studio. Hmm. Ooh, that might. There we go. All right. Didn't have my headphones plugged in. You guys might have heard that. I don't know. What's up, Lord of the Re? What the fuck is up, Denny's? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Guys, do not forget to smash that like button. Give it a good thumping. Caress the like button. Lean in real close to the like button. And whisper sweet nothings into its ear. Nibble, do it big, deep. And don't be like crazy, creepy Uncle Joe Biden. We don't want to be like that. Guys, he is almost out of our minds forever. He's almost as out of our minds as he is out of his mind. Is it the real Joe Biden? How many clones have there been? I don't know. These are the questions for the tinfoil segments. But we're not there today. We're not there right now. We might get there later. Who knows? Been a lot going on, guys. There's been a lot going on. It has been a lot of news. A lot of news. Lord of the Rings sent a DM on X teaser for the cover of this month. Ooh, solid. Do you care if I share Lord of the Rings? Because we might be sharing that later. I saw you saw that there was a DM. Just wasn't exactly sure what it was. Didn't get a chance to click on it because, well, guys, if you see me squirrel here on the show, guess what? I squirrel just as much, if not more, in real life. So we get a little squirrely. Get a little squirrely. Oh my god, I love. You know what I love? You know what I love, guys? I love how red the chat is. This lovely patriotic MAGA red rash that you get if you are a subscriber to Bulldozer74. When you subscribe to Bulldozer74, or if one of the generous individuals in the chat decides to gift subscriptions, you get access to subscriber only emotes and your name is lit up in the most beautiful shade of MAGA red. It is an infection of patriotism, and you treat it with America, spreading America across the globe. Speaking of, that might be our first topic. Gaza America, guys. Holy shit. Trump is dropping bombs. Metaphorical at this point. Actually, no, last stream we did play that he's dropping actual bombs in was it Somalia? I think it was Somalia. Yeah, there was an ISIS headquarters there. And he bombed them. He bombed them good. Good to see you pulled McGroin. Very nice. Well, hang on for a bit, but need to bail. Well, while you're here, thank you so much for stopping by, even for just a brief moment. While you're here, go ahead and smash that like button. Have your way with the like button, guys. It wants your attention. That like button is a bit of an attention whore. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to treat it. You got to treat that like button right. Short clip. Could be cool. All right. Cool deal. Cool deal, Lord of the Rings. We might bring it up at some point between topics. Because we do have a few topics tonight. First off, real quick, got to talk about some real life stuff. Which, I'm not saying that the news isn't real life stuff, because it is, but something very specific here. Oh, damn, y'all are flooded in West Virginia. Shoot, it's been raining like a son of a gun here, too. Not that much, but, well, hopefully you have floaties, Trish, or a nice boat, or at least, you know how to rescue float. Actually, since prayers that it's not that bad. For sure. Oh, man. But, yeah, the rain did cometh the other day, for sure. But as real quick, before we get into the meat, interesting past couple days. We've had a lot of illness around the area. Schools being called out because so many teachers and students are sick. Because that is this time of year. It just happens. Guys. And I'm getting a message from Lady Dozer. All right. Yeah, she's not feeling too well either. I've actually been doing okay. I had one day where I felt like I'd kind of been hit by a truck, or like if you ever played sports, like the day after a game, that's kind of how I felt the next day. Woke up, just thankfully had a meeting canceled in the morning, and I slept. I slept so hard. Oh my gosh, it was rough. But yeah, woke up, back was hurting, drank some water. Went outside because it was like 65 degrees the other day. But Missouri, southeast Missouri especially, has multipolar weather, and it quickly has now plummeted back down into the 40s and 30s for lows. So, yay. What's up with the raid from Common Censored, Lord Sterling? Thank you so much for the raid, sir. Appreciate you. Guys, while you're rolling in here, don't forget to smash the like button. Follow the channel if you have not followed this channel yet. Like I said earlier, guys, we are at 611 followers. And we are on our way to 1,000. 389 more. That's it, guys. Just 389. And we will get there, damn it. I believe in you killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Yes, indeed. What's up, God Signpost? Mouth of the South 123. What happened? I don't know. Things and stuff and things. Guys, I stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. We usually cover about 3 to 4 news stories and then have a bit of a palate cleanser at the end. And typically I will have a Massey Minute. I've been quite fond of playing his clips, about 5-minute segments from his homestead, essentially. What is it? Gosh dang it, it's got a title. We'll probably pull it up later. We got about 10 more minutes left. But we do have the Massey Minute because he is one of the most constitutionally consistent individuals in Congress, and we have to give Chad Massey his due. Nostradamus, as some might call him, when he calls out the political posturing that is ever prevalent upon Capitol Hill. He's usually right. Oh my goodness, guys. I see so many faces in the chat. Guys, Rumble Studio has had an update, and I am liking it. They said something about audio, being able to control audio, and I am looking forward to that being a possibility. But let's see. Good Lord. The only thing I don't like is it moved things around on me to where I can't quite see everything like I did before. Seeing everybody roll in from the Common Censored crew, though, and it makes me kind of feel.
Who are you people?
Yes. There's a soundboard. There's a soundboard, and I've added sounds. You'll get wacky antics here every now and then. Every now and then. Not all the time. Sometimes we get ranty. That's one of the things that I'm really glad about. They have moved my rant button to where they've in studio the media is separated now. Where you've got graphics, you've got overlay, you've got video clips that you can do, background audio clips, which is my sound. What I'm calling my soundboard. You just gotta import everything in manually, but I'm liking the look of it so far. Hopefully, oh my goodness, look at all those people. Look at all those people. Good to see you guys. Tulip McGroin. See this right here. This right here is an example of one of the awesome, awesome. Oh man, I don't like that it's a little smaller than it used to be. It used to be bigger. That's what she said. But Tulip McGroin, thank you so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den and showcasing the wonderful emotes that are available. If you want to subscribe to this channel, BillDozer74, $5 a month, guys. $5 a month. That is basically just a couple sodas. All right. You can support a small time creator like myself. If you want to gift subscriptions, shower the chat with your generosity. That is also an option. You can send Rumble rants. You can donate directly to the Dozer Den with a Venmo and Cash App if that is something you're inclined to do. But if it is not, or if you are unable to do so, because I do not want anybody to put themselves out just to support a small time creator like myself. If you are not able to donate monetarily to the Dozer Den, something that you can do to help me out and help spread the word of infotainment. That is right. We inform and do it in hopefully an entertaining way. You can share this stream out. You can repost if you're on Rumble. The cool thing about reposting is on Rumble, everybody that is following you will see it in their repost little tab there. Help spread the word of the Dozer Den so that we may welcome more killdozers into the army. Currently only metaphorical army. It's going to stay that way, Fed Boys. Don't get any ideas. Don't get any ideas, y'all. And commenting in the comments section, liking this stream, liking the channel, doing all the things that streamers typically ask of you. I guess you could go ahead and call me a streamer now since I do it 3 times a week. And we are at episode 61, and we just hit 61 people watching, including on locals and YouTube. Hell yeah. That was perfect timing. It's almost like I planned that. I didn't. That was just serendipitous, guys. It was a serendipitous. But talking about real life stuff, we do a little bit of weaving. We weave in, we weave out, we come back, and it's back on the story, the line, the point, the topic. We get right back on it. Real life stuff. I took the kids to the book fair earlier today. Started at 5:30. We got done around 7 because it was a good time. We had ourselves a good time at the book fair. And I couldn't help but notice atop the shelves at the display in the gym. One shelf, Ketanji Brown Jackson's book for all the little kids to read and get indoctrinated. On another shelf, John Lewis's book. The indoctrination. This is 4th grade, 5th grade, 4th and 5th, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. That's what they do. That's what these public school raging lefties do. They indoctrinate your children with literature that is literally designed to make them more susceptible to lefty communist propaganda. We are given a little survey, and in the comments, at the bottom after you do your little 1 through 5 thing, right? How'd you like it? Rating this, rating that, right? At the bottom, well, there were quite a few books, a fair amount of books, Troon books. Well, I don't know if you'd count KBJ. She's a midget, I think, or at least pretty damn close. There were probably some there, but in the comments, one of my recommendations is I would like a little bit more ideological variation in your political figures that you choose to prop up. That's what I would like. That's pretty much what I wrote there. I even suggested perhaps a book from Clarence Thomas. I should have put Byron Donalds as well, because I'm sure he's got a book that's tailored for kids. It makes sense anyways. They start so fucking early propagandizing your children. Public schools are fucking garbage. I wish I could get mine out. Honestly, next year we might. There are a lot of homeschooling programs, and honestly, what's up, PDS10? One of the new followers, one of the new killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Thank you so much for. Well, that's not the one I wanted. Midgets are people too. Well, they're little people. They're they're a percentage of a person. I mean, come on. Just joking for any midgets that may be watching. Oh God. But PDS10, one of the new followers, one of the new killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Thank you so much for following and supporting this channel with your interaction, because that's part of it, guys. Let me do a real quick. What's up, Kineasy fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Saw you over there in the Common Censored chat. We're going to be talking about things today, guys. We're going to be talking about things. But real quick, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the new followers to the Dozer Den, to Bill Dozer 74. Let's look at them. We had, let's see, Spike Protein 2019. Sweeziest. Okay, so we had Sweeziest, Spike Protein 2019, Omega Directive. And then Omega Directive followed the Bulldozer as well, which is a side channel that I haven't really done much with, but I might at some point. Um, might. I think maybe I might reserve that for some geek stuff. Who knows? We'll see. I've had thoughts. I've had thoughts. Talk Cho a couple hours ago. PDS10 was an hour ago or a day ago, and then just a couple minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, Mouth of the South 123. Thank you so much for your follow. I appreciate the heck out of y'all's support. Definitely do. Definitely do. Snuck in with the raid. Hell yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Guys, the follows are nice. The numbers are nice. Absolutely. For sure. But here's the thing. I want to put out a product that you guys actually want to come back for. I want to put something out that is engaging, entertaining, helps you deal with all the bullcrap. Guys, if I can make a shit sandwich just ever so slightly more palatable, I feel like I might be doing a good thing. Maybe the Lord's work. Who knows? Who knows? What's up, Jennifer Jupiter? Good to see you. Chat is popping today. Popping like popcorn. Or my joints. Oh. Oh, and they didn't do it for me. Every time I do it, my joints pop. My elbows will pop. They didn't do it. I've disappointed myself and everybody else. I actually got a good workout in earlier, so that's probably why they didn't pop. So, it's some curl presses, 3 sets of 10, 40-pounders, and some bent over rows, 2 sets of 20, and then the punching bag. Pow, 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 pow. Get that cardio up. A little bit of cardio. Still haven't started running yet. It's one of the main reasons I got my dang Bravo belt, right? Do some running. I ain't done it yet. TV Green. Well, hello there. Sorry I didn't say hi earlier. I saw you, but I forgot to say hi. Smash it, guys. Smash that like button. Have your way with it. Guys, in the old days, the beginning of Rumble, when it started getting a little bit more popular in like 2019, 2020, something like that. First, it was a boxing glove for the thumbs up, the like. Then it turned into a plus sign. We affectionately, we highly cultured individuals in the early days of Rumble. We refer to it as the plussy. That's PLUSSY. Get your minds out of the gutter, you dirty rotten degenerates. And you could smash the plussy. You could pound that plussy. You could wreck the plussy. You could have your way with the plussy. And it was a good time for all. Some people call the thumbs up a rum blussy. It's a little bit of a mouthful, So yeah. Trader Todd. No. Oh man. Let's see. Oh, the early days of Rumble. Yes, nostalgia. Nostalgia cometh. Indeed. But yeah, guys, I felt like sharing. Hell yeah, Kineasy fam. He's been damn right. He has been. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that sincerely. To the people who have been following me since the beginning, when I had but only a few followers. It's been a long trek. It's been a slog, but we are getting there. We are getting there, clawing our way to the top, getting the infotainment out to the masses. So he's been following Bulldozer since just after he started streaming on Rumble. Don't get to stop by very much for obvious reasons. It's a little bit late. Understandable. Guys, go ahead and give a Kineasy a follow. I think his if you want to put your stream link in the chat, I will pop it up for a second so that it shows up for everybody. Ooh, I like that the live chat's is bigger. Ha! Was it Sam Duty? Somebody was asking if we could make the chat bigger. Like when right over there, the overlay there. It looks like it's actually gotten bigger and is bolder and easier to see. Freaking awesome. Glad to see it. Rumble has had some updates, guys. Rumble Studio, Rumble is starting a creator program. So, one of the things that they're asking is between February and but within 30 days. So starting February 1st, getting at least 30 hours of streaming using Rumble Studio. For a lot of people, this is raised hackles. I understand. For me, not a big issue because I've been using Rumble Studio. Although I was talking with Sterling about possibly using EVMux for the Saturday streams so that the audio comes through a little bit clearer. I think that there might be some movement on that though in Rumble Studio to be able to adjust audio levels a little bit. So waiting on that. Don't know if that's going to be ready by Saturday or not. But I saw Chris Pavlovsky and Rick Rosella on X. They've been posting like crazy updates to what's going on with the creator program, with new features rolling out. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, whenever I apply for it, because I've already got 6 hours. After tonight, I'll probably have 10 because we'll probably, guys, I say that I'm going to keep it to about 2.5 hours almost every time. And every time I'm a dirty, rotten liar. We usually go for about 3 to 4 hours. Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm not going to lie. There it is. Boom. All they have to do is click on your profile picture next to your chats. But, boom, guys. For those of you watching currently and maybe after the live, to all those who watch after the live, hi from the past. Good to see you. I hope things are going well in the future. Hopefully, no solar flares have occurred. No explosions, no splody stuff. Bad splody stuff. Good splody stuff could be guns. That's cool. Guns are nice. No bad splody stuff, all right? But there is his link, does a lot of gaming. There is Domino in the background, Kitty co-host, getting up to trouble. She is going to knock things down. She is rather rotund, guys. She is not the most graceful feline. So, yeah. Hopefully she doesn't knock over Lady Dozer's makeup stuff. That is not my makeup stuff. If you were confused and thought that I might wear makeup, I know this complexion is immaculate, but no makeup is involved. None whatsoever. Nope. Nope. It's all natural. Domino, what are you doing? Please don't. Please stop. Just this is actually a great example of why her name is Domino. White with the black dots, the black spots. Just there it is, right there. That's why she's Domino. Also, kind of looks like a creepy ghost face if you look at it the right way. Oh, oh, she made it. She made it, guys. She's up there. Yeah, don't look at me with that sass. Don't you? No. No, I didn't. I was giving you props. I was giving you props, Cat. Why you gonna diss me, huh? Little butt. Don't you leave my fish alone. Little shit. Stop it. No, ma'am. All right, guys, we've had a diversion. We've had a diversion here. There is a cat. Ugh. God. Cow. Tulip growing cow. It's not a. It's cow colored. Cow splotches. Oh, you had one like that? Well, that's cool. What's up, dude, brosif 420? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Make sure I'm not missing it. Whiskey Peddler, Jacob Castro. What's up, savages? If you didn't say it already, I said it for you. There it was. You said it earlier. I missed it. It was right after Kinesy's link. Texas Girl 1971. Well, hello there. I believe you're a mod over there for Average Joe Patriot. Thanks so much. Amazing faces. Also, thank you so much for joining tonight. Appreciate the heck out of you guys. Guys, we do have topics, but I like to stay engaged with the chat because I do this show for you, the people, and for the people that watch after the live. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment in the comment section. Call somebody a fag. Get in a fight. Who cares? I don't. More interaction means possibly. There was noise. I thought she knocked something down. She didn't. She made it. So commenting in the comment section, apparently that helps get eyes on the channel. And like I said, let's help get the word out about this channel. What's up, Dame Pam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, you're his sister too. Cool. Keeping it in the family. That's cool. You guys are working together. I like it. I like it. Fellow Midwesterner, even though you're over there in the... I just gotta ask, with y'all's governor, how are y'all doing on food? Like Texas Girl and Average Joe Patriot. I hope you guys are getting enough to eat, because JB Pritzker, we know he's one of the largest forces in politics, mostly because of his sheer mass. Like I would assume most of the citizens up north are probably stuck in his orbit. I don't I don't like to make fun of people just because of their looks, but he's a piece of garbage. So you are in my gun cabinet. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. She's in my gun cabinet. You leave my AR alone. You I'm gonna have to do something about this, guys. I'm gonna have to do something about this. The cat is in my gun cabinet. It's because I called her rotund. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Domino's gonna get me. She's just chilling with my AR. What are you doing, cat? You've never been in there. She's putting on a show for you guys. He's all Prisker's eating all of your food. Oh, we're gonna go down. Very good. You're good to see. I'm not up north. I'm over in Southeast Missouri, so I'm safe. Okay, Southeast Missouri is safe from Governor Jabba's jaws. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all though. Cat, I swear to God, why? Is there a bug in there? It's been warm. We had ants the other day, guys. We had ants, okay? Downright ants. It's January. February. Months have come and gone. January took a while, guys. January took a while. Hell yeah, amazing faces. Missouri is rocking. It is. We've got a base governor right now. Kehoe has come in saying that he is thinking about getting rid of the state income tax, although apparently it's going to take like 16 years to do so. So there's going to be multiple governors coming in throughout that time, and if it's not legislation and it's executive order, which it probably would have to go through legislation, so never mind that statement. But a 16-year plan to get rid of the state income tax takes far too long. Far too long. Do it much quicker. Chop chop. Come on, Kehoe, get after it. You had a fly in the house today, TV Green. Well, damn. I saw one the other night. It was rather large. Maybe there was a mouse. Dame Pam, she actually has done a fantastic job. Her and her brother are pros at getting the mice. And with the cold, we've got a field out by our house, and those little mice, they come into our garage. Not really sure how they're getting in, but they're getting in. And they have killed multiple mice, like 4 or 5, which means there are probably much more in the garage. Need to put some poison out, but I also don't want to. I don't want to poison the little mouse killers because they like to chew them and play with them and eat them partially and then leave them for me to find and step on, which is quite disgusting if you walk around barefoot, which I do from time to time. And I have a small child, so he picks up things. He hasn't picked up a mutilated mouse yet, but the day will come. I just hope he doesn't try to eat it. Oh man, yeah, but they're good. They're good. They earn their keep. I'll keep them around as long as they keep getting the mice. So I'll take it. I'll take it. TV Green. That's actually what I was thinking of getting the other day. I've got some. I might have some glue boards actually. Could put duct tape down. Duct tape with some peanut butter on it. I wonder if that would work. Nah. Bad idea. Bad idea. Ooh. Domino, do you want out? Are you acting up because you want out? Huh? Are you gonna come up here and get on me? You're gonna knock my headphones off. She's a loose cannon today. A loose cannon today, y'all. New album. Eat the mutilated mouse. New album name. Maybe. Pretty metal. Pretty metal. Yeah, glue boards is a good idea. That's probably better than poisoning them. I like it. Don't want to poison the kitties as well. Or, like I said, the small child that might grab things up off the ground and think it's something to eat. Mouse nugget. It's what's for dinner. Do you want out? Be right back. I'm going to let the cat out. Then we'll get on to topics. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the appetizers, guys. I like to do a little bit of a tease for the topics at the start of the show after we do a little bit of chit-chat. We're going to talk about some things tonight because some things have been happening. Trump has announced that we're going to take Gaza, apparently. Gazamerica, if you will. Going to make it the Riviera of the Middle East. People, all of the world's people, they're going to come here and they're going to love it. Let me tell you, This is gonna be the best tourist attraction. I'm just saying, maybe I didn't say it's the best. Other people said it was the best. It's gonna be the Riviera of the Middle East. We're gonna get a canal. It's gonna be the best ever. Fucking Jesus. When I first heard it, guys, I was like, no. Bad Trump. Bad Trump. No, sir. Stop that. Stay out of the sandbox. That was my first thought. That was my first thought. Dear God, why? Just why? We're not in a nation building. That's not what we need to do. We don't need to be stuck in another quagmire. We don't need to have troops over there doing a bunch of dumb shit that we don't need to waste money on, time on, lives on. Because if we get troops over there, lives are going to be lost. My opinion has always been leave the sandbox alone. Let them do their own thing. Let them battle it out. And I'm for whoever wins. We just deal with whoever gets it done. Just get it done instead of continuing to perpetuate the problem because that's what ends up happening. You do a little bit here, you do a little bit there. If you're going to do it, go full on freaking scorched earth. If you're going to have war, have war. End it. I'm tired of hearing about it. And then we deal with whatever's left. As long as you ain't bringing it here, I don't give a shit. Fix your own problems. I don't think we need to be bothered with it. But if you watch the video, which we do have that, the video of when Trump said it and Netanyahu's body language, guys, it's it's somewhat telling. It's somewhat make Gaza great again, Gaza America. Um, I I don't know if BB actually knew that that was what Trump, or maybe he knew, but he didn't know Trump was going to come out and just say it. But Trump does that. Trump said, we're in Syria because of the oil, that beautiful black oil. That's why we're there. He just came out and said it. People aren't used to candor. And that's one thing that Trump is good at. Candor. Some might say just loose with the lips. Who knows? Who knows? But him saying that we're going to go in and take control of Gaza, and my first thought is, just stop. Just stop. We don't need this. We don't need this, Trump. We've got some perspectives that we're going to play. We've got Ian Carroll. Ian Carroll has a couple videos actually on this. And he has one of the best, I think, honestly, one of the most objective and well-reasoned perspectives. Because it's been going on for so long. It's been going on for so damn long that maybe it's the only way it's ever going to get fixed is if Daddy Trump has to come over there and take your toys away, I will do it. I will take your toys away and nobody's going to be happy. Daddy Trump will be happy. Daddy has all the toys, not you. Okay? That's where we're at. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It sounds like it's a big ask. At least I hope to God it's a big ask. And it's like, look, this is what's going to happen if you don't get your shit straight. Stop fucking with each other. Get it done. Figure it out. Kiss and make up. Do whatever you need to do to coexist in whatever way you can. Or Daddy Trump's going to come in. Is he bluffing? No, I don't think he is, because usually when he says stuff, he means it. And he has a history of following through on shit. So I think it's a real possibility that this is something that could happen. Do I want it to happen? No. Do I want American interests, American assets being over there, money, weapons? No. Israel's a big girl, whatever you call a country. Israel can handle itself. They have intel, they have weapons, they have military. They are solid. They don't need our fucking help. But, like I said, the issue persists because it's allowed to persist. Just like we usually don't go hot war anymore. We didn't go hot war in Vietnam. Probably should have. Well, I mean, I guess we kind of did. Sorry if I got a little bit of a snorting or clearing going on. The weather is weird here in Missouri. But you guys are still talking about mice. What's up, Brockton McGroin? Can't watch the mouse struggle and die. Cats and my dog. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Whenever I catch the mouse, if the cat hasn't killed it yet, I usually get a paper towel or a napkin or something like that, grab it up, crush its head. I didn't mean to the first time. I didn't mean to. I just kind of grabbed it, and then I heard a crunch, and I'm like, oh, well, damn. So yeah, it's a quick way to end the mouse. Probably pretty painless. After that brief second before the skull is crushed. I get no enjoyment out of it, if that makes it any better. It's just quick. Little crunch. Sound like an M&M getting crunched. Next time you eat M&Ms, think of that. Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right, guys. Who does that? Who does that? Funny story. My brother used to torture rats. He now works in healthcare. Didn't expect it. Didn't expect it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna play some stuff from Ian Carroll. Gonna get into it. Guys, I don't know. I'm ambivalent about the whole thing. My first knee-jerk response is, for the love of God, no. No, God, please no. Don't do that. Stay out of it. Let the sandbox have their own thing. We don't need to mess with it. But Ian Carroll raises some good points. And I hate that he's right, but he's probably right on some of these things. True TV Green. At least I'm doing it quick. I'm finishing him off. Finish him. Yes. Good Lord, they'll give you $2 at Chinatown. No! I used to use the humane traps that worked well as long as I checked them daily. Humane traps. So, are the humane traps the ones they get stuck in? Because in my opinion, the one where they get stuck, like honestly, the glue traps, you get stuck on it, and like the most humane trap is the one that ends them very quickly. That's what I would think. That's my thought. Like humanely, the one where you still find them half alive twitching on the glue trap, it's kind of sick. Like they've been there for hours just trying to live, and they're not gonna get there. Oh man, we have squirreled hard. We have squirreled hard. I blame Domino. Domino did it. Domino did it. Next topic, after we get done talking about Gaza America, going through all the nuances of 1,000-year battle between cousins, and us getting involved in it for some reason. We have a flight 5342, the one where the chopper crashed into the plane. We have an update on that. I have a video that Trish1 actually shared in my X DMs. By the way, follow me over there on X at BillDozer74__. You could also search Dozer74. We are at 3,322 followers over there on the X machine the last I checked. By the way, oh my gosh, we're 37 minutes in and I have not checked on my X peeps. I am so sorry. To all of you over there watching on X, I see you. I hear you. I got you. I got you, fam. Let's go ahead and share this out to all the places over there on the X machine. Oh my. I have to check out that later. Got a Ricada update. No. All right. 3,323 now. Oh my goodness. We're going to get to 5,000 at some point over there on X. Not sure why people follow me there, but I appreciate the heck out of you. All right. Let's go ahead and share this to the places where it needs to be shared. Live in the Dozer Den. Bam. Gonna pin it to the top because that's what we do. We get decent views over there on X. We get usually about 1,000. Last one got about 600. It was a little bit lacking. One of them got like 2,000 or 1,500, something like that. It's pretty nice. If you see it over there on X, share it out with your followers. Get some more eyes on the Dozer Den, guys. Got that goal. We got to hit that goal on Rumble. That's one of the things that I need to get better about on X is mentioning my Rumble channel. Because if I've got 3,000 followers over there on X, we should be able to migrate some, right? Damn right, Lord Sterling. Thank you so freaking much, dude, for sharing that out in one of the best places. There's some interesting stuff over there. I was perusing the comments and posts over there, and Patriots and the Great Awakening. Ooh, and Conspiracy. Nice, nice. Thank you so much, doing what he can as one of the awesome. We're going to go ahead and call him one of the Killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Yes, sir. If you're here and you're chatting, I'm going to go ahead and count you as a Killdozer. One of these days, we're going to watch a documentary on Marvin Heemeyer. All right. We are going to do it because sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. And he did. And he did. Thankfully, he didn't hurt anybody. He just hurt things. Much better than hurting people. A little bit unreasonable, but You fuck with a man enough, and eventually it's going to happen. Eventually, it will happen, and the killdozer will killdoze. All right, let me pin this to the top. Bam. It's up there. I like the new look of the banner. I like the new look of the banner. A little bit more pop to it. I kind of like it better in studio where it's black with the white text, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh yeah, there's some good stuff over there. Yes. And I am honored to be in the Space Force in the Info Infantry over there on Common Censored. Guys, if you have not given Lord Sterling a follow Common Censored. Streams Monday through Friday, 6:45 Eastern for about 3 hours. Fridays goes a little bit longer. Fantastic content over there, covering all the crazy clown world clusterfuck chaos. I think I got the C's all correct with that beautiful alliteration. Worth follow though. Worth follow. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ooh, nice. Whistling Diesel building a Killdozer replica. Yes. Oh, that would be so freaking cool. That thing, literally the only thing that stopped itself was itself. Like he got stuck in the foundation of a house or something or a building, and then, well, he had nowhere else to go, so he took a lead exit. Rest in peace, Marvin. Rest in peace. Hey, Mama Mac. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mama Mac's one of the lovely individuals here in the chat. Ooh, I can customize the banner color. Sweet. Make the background transparent like we could before the update on Rumble Studio. I actually, I kind of like it. It's different. It's more poppy, pops out, gets your attention. So I kind of like it. Stuck in the basement. Yeah, you got stuck in the basement. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Oh, man. The mousetrap you bait with peanut butter. Looks like a 5-gallon bucket. Mouse goes for the bait trap doors. Oh, yeah. Drops them in the bucket. I've seen some of those. I've seen people put water in those. That's probably not the most humane. Probably not. Some interesting research, psychological research with mice. I think it was mice in a bucket or rats. Mice or rats. Hell, it talks about like the effect of hope on one's ability to continue to persist. And I think it was mice, some type of rodent. They were dropped in this water, and after a certain amount of time, it looked like they were about to flounder, right? And then they were rescued. They were given a hand, given assistance. They were brought out, calmed, then put back in the water, and they would go for hours. Now, if that rodent was left to flounder and drown, or I think I've got this right. I'm pretty close. I might be talking out my ass a little bit, but it was essentially that little bit. So if you let it go, like the mouse would eventually drown much quicker, would give out much quicker. If it was given that little bit of hope, that little bit of assistance earlier on. So, okay. So it was before it started, was about to drown. And the mouse, just with that little bit of hope, that little bit of assistance, would then come back and then swim for hours. Whereas if it wasn't provided any assistance, it would quit much quicker. So that was an interesting aside. We're really rodent heavy tonight, guys. Really rodent heavy. I'm not sure what's going on. Or are you transparent like Bruce Jenner? Oh, well, you see, I'm a very beautiful woman. I'm a very beautiful woman. Bruce Jenner, Caitlin. My name's Caitlin now. Can't forget. We're very beautiful. That was a brutal study. Yeah. That was some of the stuff in early psychology wasn't necessarily the most ethical. For instance, the one where they did a little bit of conditioning with a young boy and a white stuffed animals. I think it was a white bunny. I think was the first one. It ended up transferring to white stuffed animals in general, created a lifelong fear, phobia of those white stuffed animals in that poor individual. We learned things, but people may have been damaged. Rodent heavy, good band name. Yes. Oh man. Any gerbil stories? No, we're not Richard Gere. Scritch. Guys, you know what? While we're at it, while we're here, might as well go ahead and get to this episode of the Dozer Den's first sponsor, Rumble Premium. Guys, this sponsorship is from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, yeah, guys, did you know Rumble started in 2013? No, it didn't just crop up in 2019 when there was censorship amuck. It's actually been around since 2013. It started with cat videos, guys. It happens. It happens. So when Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for the small creator like moi. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. And no one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID. But they did. Facebook admitted they fell to pressure from the Biden and Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in corporate media. They are attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech while Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers because really they don't get much of that. Watching this show and others on Rumble is the most that they can ask from you. But if you really believe in the fight and if you have the means, like I said earlier, guys, only if you have the means, don't put yourself out for something like this. But if you have the means, one major way that you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is currently offering $10, $10 off with promo code STUDIO. That's STUDIO. When you purchase an annual subscription, go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, well, you know what? I am just happy that you are taking time out of your day to watch this content on Rumble. Thank you so much for rolling with me through that ad read. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Yep. Jennifer Jupiter, I was hearing about. I think Sterling was talking about that. A SEPTA train in Philly has caught fire. 350 passengers evacuated. There's some stuff going on, guys. There is some stuff going on. I'm not a coincidence theorist. When things start happening like this and on an accelerated rate, I'm thinking there might be some stuff going on. There might. What's up, Peg McGroin? Good to see you. Good to see you. And JJR. Welcome to the Dozer Den this evening. Lurking at work. Hell yeah. We'll see you at break time. Hopefully, my soothing voice helps you through your workday, JJR. Watch Dan Bongino. He said it correctly. Oh, interesting. Let me see. All right. But see, let me look here. So we're going to talk about Flight 5342. There's a lot to that. There's a very, I believe the individual is a pilot himself, has a very thorough breakdown of the stuff. Turns out it wasn't your typical Black Hawk helicopter. It was a UH-60. It wasn't the, I think it's VH-60 is the other one. That's like the White Hawk or the one that, Marine Force 2 or whatever it is. It was one that would typically, it was a little bit fancier, not your wartime, like your war purpose Black Hawk that was being flown, but nobody quote unquote important. It's the soldiers, of course, were important. No, the pilot was a Biden aide for like 3 years for DEI shit. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. Just saying that maybe she didn't get that position through merit, just maybe, and the fact that there was the whole crash, right? And they were flying at 150 feet above where they were supposed to be flying. A lot of interesting stuff around that one, guys. I am curious as to whether or not we're ever going to get the full picture on that one. So, Bongino Army, the McGroins. Lovely to have the McGroins in the chat. Good to see y'all. I used to post this link over in the comment section on the McGroin channel, but then it was more active, the McGroin Nation channel, and then it kind of faded off. I'm not sure what happened with that. Maybe I just stopped paying attention. I don't know. Maybe it got lost in my feed. We'll get to it though. After we get done with the update there, we're going to talk about USAID. Essentially the money laundering operation for the left. That's what USAID has been. The U.S. Agency for International Development. What's funded? How is it funded? How is it funded, you ask? Tax dollars from Americans. That's what funds this. we don't have a say in how this money is allocated. But USAID has been essentially the deep state piggy bank. It's been the deep state piggy bank for God knows how long. For God knows how long, guys. And the left is pissed off that it's being shown for what it is. One of the best disinfectants is sunlight. And the viruses in our public discourse, they're having a visceral reaction to it. They are having a very, very pungent reaction to being exposed for the grifters, the liars, the leeches that they are. Because that's what they are, guys. They're leeches. And you have things like Politico getting $8 million. $8 million for subscriptions, for like premium subscriptions to Politico. Not right. Not right. Yes. Yes, indeed. I agree, Trish. I agree wholeheartedly. Smack the peach. Slap the peach. Guys, subscribe to this channel and you will get to slap the peach just like Trish did. Just like Trish did. PDS10, you're absolutely correct. They wouldn't. Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing. Oh, man. Oh, man. So I said earlier, guys, we just need to not be messing with the sandbox. That's my opinion on it. We'll get into it, though. We'll get into it. We'll play some things. We're going to get into USAID. Going to go through some of the things that they spend money on. K-cups and sushi. The Pentagon and the IRS. I think the Pentagon was the K-cups, and sushi was the IRS. Millions of dollars a year for sushi and K-cups. We've got some math to break down on that, and it'll pretty much highlight how there's no way that that's where the money was actually going. Just like the money that goes over to, the Middle East for condoms, it's not actually going to that. Just like the money that goes over to Ukraine for supporting the citizens doesn't actually go to that. Maybe a small percentage, but for the most part, no, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. It's getting used on other stuff. And it's getting quite old. I'm getting quite tired of it. I'm getting quite tired of this state that we're in, where the left is actually freaking out that we're aware of where these dollars are going. They're mad. They're talking about Elon Musk being a dictator, or being the real president, or having unchecked authority, being able to go in and get your information. Bitches, y'all have had our information and have been raking us over the coals for the past God knows how long. And you know what? I'm looking for somebody to come in and shine a light on all your corruption. That is what Doge is here for. That's what Doge is here for, guys. Yeah. But we're going to go through that a little bit. We've got some stuff. We got some things to talk about with that. And then the last topic of the night, we're going to go ahead and, politicians, politicos used to blame warlords. Now I see it was them all along. Yep. It was them. They've been funding it. They've been funding all this crap. The Hegelian dialectic. It's the Hegelian dialectic. You act as if you have one position when you really have the other. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Problem, reaction, solution. You're going to come in, you're going to be the firefighter that goes and starts the fires and then talk about how great you are for being able to put out the fires. It's like the CIA inspiring terrorists, right? CIA and the FBI inspires a bunch of terrorists, then says, "Oh, well, you should give me props for all the terrorisms that I stopped." Well, it doesn't really count if you're the one that instigated it. I'm just saying. Hello there to the 3 people watching over there on the YouTubes. Glad to be back, I suppose. 30 subscribers over there on the YouTubes. Guys, if you do have a YouTube, CommieTube channel, as some might say, and you want to follow me over there, well, it's an option. You don't have to, but it's there. I need to make sure BitChute's actually going, because I shared it to BitChute tonight, and I don't know how to make sure that's actually happening. Let me look. It said it was going to cast. Oh my! We have 3 people. Maybe.
I'm at the last resort. I've lost.
That is not what I was listening to. What? Okay, it might not be working. Let me look. It says live stream. We are! Ha! We're on BitChute. All right. Sweet. All right. So, hey, BitChute, guys. I'm streaming to BitChute as well now. I'm actually kind of happy about this because I have not been on BitChute in a while. Somebody mentioned it the other day. Whoever it was in the chat, thank you so much for reminding me about BitChute because I had kind of forgotten about it. I used to watch all the time. Like, I'd watch Sticks on there a lot. And Tim Pool. I used to watch Tim Pool a lot. And I watch his leftovers. I watch his segments, his standalone segments on Rumble, but will not watch his live stream because if I can stream on Rumble, Timmy, Beanie Man, you can stream on Rumble. Okay? It's not that fucking hard. Get the stick out your ass, live stream on Rumble. And not just because you need to, because you've been banned on the YouTubes. It is honestly very frustrating. The fact that he won't stream to, that's and so out of principle, I don't watch his live streams unless it is somebody very, very important or somebody that I really, really want to see have a conversation. And I don't know, maybe tell Tim to be quiet for a second. Yeah. Yeah. ScrewTube. Yes. Yes, indeed. So yeah, last topic. Hurricane Helene. We have a I saw a thing and it made me just think about it, and I felt that it was important to talk about that some more because they're still struggling and it's cold as hell. Even down in North Carolina, it's cold up in the mountains. There are people that are still struggling, and yes, the Trump administration's coming in and helping out quite a bit. This is the case for sure, but Hurricane Helene was worse than Katrina, but it's not reported on as such. I tend to think it's because the people there, because the demographics. That's what I think. I think it wasn't convenient, and the last administration wanted to do everything they can to hide how big of a disaster it was, and those people vote the wrong way. So, I think the official death count is something around 200 or something like that. There are a lot of people that are still missing, quote unquote missing, because at this point, if you're missing, the flood and the the mudslide, you're buried in the sediment, and there's no chance that you're going to be found alive. It's done, and I don't understand how they're still counting these people as missing. Um, it's truly a travesty what has happened to the people of North Carolina, and I think Tennessee, and that's it's something um, that we have to keep aware of and keep on our minds. I know it's easy to memory hole stuff, especially with all the news that we have. Just it's like a waterfall, guys. You can't even stand it. There's so much winning, so much winning. You're gonna get tired of winning, and I'm gonna say no. We're gonna keep winning. You know, but we've got to take a minute and think about it. There are people that are still quote unquote missing from Hurricane Helene. And it should have gotten way more attention. It should have been way more impactful on the public consciousness. But like I said, the last administration had their motivations to keep it on the down low, kind of, to not acknowledge the full disaster that it was. Thanks, dude. Brosif 420 sharing out my BitChute link. Bam, there it is. Yeah. Live on to BitChute, BITCHUTE. That's BIT, shoot, CHUTE, not BitChute. I know it's hard for some. I know it's hard, but yeah. But yeah, we're gonna touch on that. Gonna play through. You subscribed on BitChute. Thanks so much, dude, Brosif. I actually have to start putting content. Well, I mean, I'll definitely be live streaming. I used to put standalone videos there, but then I stopped doing those. Then I kind of forgot about it because I didn't know you could do a live stream there as well. But hey, we've got Rumble, X, Locals, YouTube, and BitChute. 4 places. Nice even number. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, guys, let's go ahead and get into our first topic in depth. Okay, we've given the appetizer, we've given you the tease. Let's get into the main course. Let's actually get into this stuff. Just as Just as Peg McGroin's about to lie down. Peg McGroin, thank you so much for joining for the chit chat portion and the intro of this portion of the of the Dozer Den. Rest well, rest well. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Let's take a look at it, guys. Let's take a look at what you guys have done. What you have done to that like button. Let's take a look. And 28. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. But guys, if you haven't hit that like button yet, what are you doing? Take a minute. Back out. Minimize the video. Click the little thumbs up, guys. Do it. It is a very happy button. It is a button that sometimes you have to look for. Some people have trouble finding the like button, okay? But when you do, you have to give it attention. And sometimes you have to ask, and that's okay. I'll show you where to find it. It's there. Trust me, it's there. And it's very important that you do give attention to the like button, all right? You got to tickle that like button. Press it. If you get excited about the like button, I understand. I do. We're excited about our support for the Dozer Den. And if you have to hit it more than once, I get it. But don't just hit it twice because that cancels it out. You must hit it thrice. 3 times at least. Keep it odd. Keep it odd, guys. That's what we need to show your support for the Dozer Den. There will not be tribunals. Yeah, probably not. There probably won't be. It's nice to think about. I don't know, though. I don't know. There's been a lot that's been happening that I didn't expect to happen. Honestly, I mean, I knew Trump's promises made, promises kept, but I didn't expect this much winning. I think that there will hopefully be people being held accountable. I don't think it's going to be a military tribunal necessarily, but I think that people are going to be held accountable. So at least I hope. 612 followers. Alpha Boss. Thank you so much for being one of the amazing killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And we have comments. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. We need to win more. More winning. More winning, guys. More winning. More. Oh, I need to get a sound. I need to get a sound of Mr. Krabs going, more. SpongeBob sounds. It's a good thing. Oh, yeah. Maybe there will be. Maybe there will be. I don't know. Like I said, there's been a lot that's been happening that I didn't expect to happen, guys. I did not expect a lot of this, but I'm happy to see it. All right. Guys, Gazamerica. That's the new thing. That's the thing that's been getting a lot of people on edge. A lot of people, I think Netanyahu himself wasn't quite ready for it. He wasn't ready. And my first response to this was, for the love of God, fuck no. Trump, why? Like, what donor caused you to do this? Sounded like he was reading from a script. Didn't sound like it was Trump off the cuff. It sounded like he had something prepared and was reading off of it. And at first I'm like, just why? Just why? I'm tired of it. I am so freaking tired of the sandbox. I don't want anything more to do with the sandbox. Let them do their own shit. If they want to bomb the shit out of each other, let them bomb the shit out of each other. If we got to deal with one at the end, we deal with one at the end. I'm tired of them. Tired of messing with the sandbox. Israel does a lot of shitty things. The Palestinians also do a lot of shitty things. None of our damn business, honestly. As long as you don't bring your shit here, I don't give a fuck. Fix your shit, get your shit together, be done with it. If you're going to keep this piddly shit going on forever and ever and ever, why do you still need our aid? Why do you still need our dollars? Why do you still need our fucking weapons? You don't. We fund both sides. That's what our country does. Our country is the bad guy in a lot of these situations because we're funding the bad and we're funding the good. Quote unquote good. There's nuance that must be looked at when you look at Israel and Palestine, Gaza, whatever the fuck it is. There is nuance that has to be provided when it comes to that. Now, when dealing with them, would rather deal with the quote unquote Western influenced Israel more so over the Palestinians, over the Arabs, probably. But here's the thing. I'd rather see the knife coming at me than to find it later lodged in my spine. Which is what Israel does to us sometimes, guys. We got to be completely honest about this. We want to look at the USS Liberty. We want to look at how they've influenced our politics over the last, 50, 60 years. We want to look at, how they influence our media and literally influence certain populations to be more and more decrepit in their approach to life. Yeah, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem that needs to be checked. So, I don't like it. I don't think we need to be messing with it. Leave the sandbox to itself. But as I said, nuance, guys. Nuance is appropriate in everything, except for when it comes to kitty diddlers. No, scaphism, straight up. Entropy Nomad with a $1 Rumble rant. Oh my goodness, Chadley. Chadley donation of you, sir. What's up with the gift of a gold pager? If that's true, what message is being sent there? I cannot believe that is true. That has to be a joke. That has to be a joke. If that is true, I can't believe that. I like basic bitch white girl. I can't even. I can't believe it. It can't have happened. But if it did, fucking rough. Rough. Ugh. I hope it's not true. Because that's fucked up. That's fucked up. There were innocent folks that got hurt from those pagers going off. I appreciate the hustle and that operation, getting it done and doing it but there should have innocent people did get hurt from that. That was fucked. Like gusto, but also maybe wait until they were all in one spot. Maybe you should have waited until they were in one spot and then sent them the beeper, and taking out the asset, negative assets. Knizi, there is definitely a yes, and that there is a serious deep state problem, both in with the Mossad, with Israel, with the U.S. It is very, very pernicious in its persistence, for sure. All right, PDS 10. Well, you'll be listening. Good deal. Hopefully, I don't lull you to sleep. I've had therapy range. We have a little bit of a joke. He says that my soothing voice helps things move along. Oh man. Again, thank you guys so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Appreciate the heck out of you guys. Definitely do. Definitely do. Let's go ahead and start some stuff here. If I can find my stuff here. Excuse me. Amazing faces. All right. Rest well when you do rest, though, PDS10. Rest well when you do. We've got some things. Let me find it. I gotta do some scrolling. We do a little bit of scrolling. Where it be? There it be. So, when Trump made his comment about Gazamerica, we have the video of Bibi looking less than pleased. At least that's what I'm taking from this. Maybe I'm reading into it a little bit. Maybe I'm not. You guys tell me what you think if you haven't seen it already. But if you have, I'm going to show it again. Zoom in. So here we go. This is the clip of their little press conference that they were doing.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling.
Right. When he said we'll own it, did you see the step back? That was I'm not a body language expert, but he literally was taken aback.
Job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
I don't think that body language says that I'm happy with this. I don't.
Do a real job. Do something different.
See you, Roxanne McGroin. Rest well.
It's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all.
No, we don't want peace, though. We don't want peace, do we, BB? No. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation.
That's interesting. That is interesting. His response to that was quite interesting, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, Trump was laying it out pretty good there, talking about an American presence to pretty much keep people in check. I don't like the idea of nation building, but I don't think that's what he's saying that they're planning on doing. I think he's saying literally, we're going to take Gaza. This is going to be our little territory, and you aren't going to be able to say shit about it. I think there's probably going to be a lot of negotiation and moving back and forth behind the scenes. Uh, what does that look like internationally? Like, what kind of pushback are we going to get from other nations? Like, is anyone going to be really pushing back? I don't know. Um, there's a lot geopolitically to think about with that. I don't like the idea of going in and taking land after Israel's done the dirty work of essentially leveling. Because at one point Trump said, "It's leveled. There's no more buildings. It's ready for development." It's like, I appreciate your hustle, Donald, Mr. President. I do, but also, whoa, just whoa. What are we thinking here? What are we thinking here? Now, like I said, nuance is appropriate. Nuance is very appropriate with stuff like this. You run the risk of, you know, making some assumptions if you hop right on it. And I think that there does need to be a more expansive type of look at this one. And one of the things that I really liked about Ian Carroll, his response, and he got shit from both sides. It's a good sign. When you get stuff from both sides, that's a good sign. That means your perspective is probably fairly balanced. Fairly balanced. But let me see real quick here. I'm going to bring it up, and he kind of like Ian Carroll points out some good stuff. We're going to go ahead and listen to Mr. Carroll. Probably don't agree with everything the man says, but it's going to be interesting. That's my thing. What is it going to look like? And like I said, I think this may be a big ask thing. I think like with the tariffs, right? The tariffs, big ask. It doesn't mean that he's not willing to do it, but it's literally coming in saying, bitch, look at what I can do to you. Now what? That's kind of what I'm thinking Donald Trump is doing. What President Trump is doing. Is it going to be a state, a protectorate, or a territory? I don't know what this looks like. There are people far more educated and well-versed in geopolitical shuffling than I, for sure. I'm just a guy in Southeast Missouri talking about things on the interwebs. Is it going to be our new Vegas? He said it will be the Riviera of the Middle East. It's going to be beautiful. People from all over the world, they're going to come here. They're going to like it. It's going to be great. We're going to treat you very well. Fucking shit. What are you... It's hustle. It's hustle, Don. It is. God bless. Let's go ahead and listen to the perspective from Ian Carroll. And I think it's actually a pretty measured perspective. And of course, everyone's like, "Oh, you're Mossad now. That's the only reason that you got traction here is you're Mossad." Come on now. Come on. New Vegas. Like, oh my God. No. Let's listen to what he has to say here. I think it's a fairly balanced perspective.
Super unpopular. There's no winning here. So yesterday, Trump announced that he wants to send American troops to take Gaza for America. And at first glance, this is like Bibi's wet dream. And he seems like he's eating it up because this has been the plan all along. They were never here for peace. They never wanted the hostages. They wanted to flatten Gaza and colonize it with more Israeli settlers until eventually Gaza is no more. Then they can turn to the West Bank and deal with that. And America's been kicked in the dick by Israel so many times for so long that it makes perfect sense to just take that read of this situation. Trump has accepted huge amounts of money from Zionists like the Adelsons. He's got all kinds of Zionist ties. He's proclaimed his allegiance to Israel many, many times. But when we try to give an explanation for what we see in the world, you have to actually see like what is actually happening. Every little thing about it has to be explained by your thesis. If there's something that's not explained by it, then your thesis might be wrong, because the real explanation for what's really going on explains everything that's going on. And if there's something off, you should look at that. Before we get too deep into this, let's be clear. I am not optimistic. I am super concerned. Either that Trump is going to do a half-assed job of this and then Israel will swoop in and continue what they started, or that Trump is playing everybody and it's really just a play for his donors from Israel and it's actually just an Israel thing. But there are pieces of evidence of what's going on here.
So Lord of the Rings, that's a fantastic point. How can it be a Nazi and be a Zionist at the same time? Like I said, when you're getting shit from both sides, it's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing.
That point to a bigger play that we should all at least be aware of. And one can hope. Okay. So here is the part that doesn't make sense. Trump and Bibi's relationship has been strained lately. It's been weird. Trump has recently reshared Jeffrey Sachs calling Netanyahu a deep, dark son of a bitch. Trump has snubbed Bibi on a number of occasions, and Bibi did not attend Trump's inauguration after Trump said some stuff that maybe caused some friction. It's hard to say.
That one, Bibi wasn't planning on coming regardless. From what I understand, that was actually a bit of a jump that people made. Apparently, Benjamin Netanyahu wasn't planning on coming to the inauguration anyways. So the fact that people started talking about it after Trump shared Sachs, video clip, I don't think it was related. So he's doing a little bit of a reach there. Just bit of a constructive bit of criticism there for you, Ian.
And then the internet started to notice that it doesn't look like Trump told Bibi about this announcement before the press conference where he announced it. Here, check this out.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded.
Looks like he literally chewed on that for a second. Like, I don't know.
Bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site, and get rid of the.
Obviously, you got to watch that for yourself and come up with your own interpretation. Bibi is trying to stay behind a poker face. It's hard to tell what he's thinking. But based on,
and it could have been that Bibi and Trump talked about this before, and he just didn't expect Trump to talk about it and just put it out there. That could have been what this is.
On his body language, I think there's at least a reasonable chance that he didn't know about this in advance. And if that's true, it kind of forces a reassessment of what's going on here. But let's do our best to step into Trump's shoes and look at this from something like his perspective and try to figure out what he thinks is going on. And I'm not saying I endorse this, and I'm not saying that I think that Trump is right. I don't have a good solution, because any solution where you let Palestine and Israel keep doing what they're doing will inevitably end in more bloodshed. It just will. Either you move all the Jews out and you get rid of Israel, and that's full of bloodshed and problems, or you let Israel ethnically cleanse and genocide Gaza, and that's duh. And so what Trump is doing is he's stepping in and putting the American military in Gaza and taking Gaza as an American space. And if you really think about it, that actually takes a huge amount of power away from Israel if you do that with a uncorrupted American government. In order to be uncorrupted, you'd have to do things like shut down USAID, hamstring the CIA, arrest Jeffrey Epstein, You'd also have to expose their media control over the narrative, so that way we can have an accurate assessment of what's really going on over there.
Kandizi, I don't remember the body language guy, but I used to watch Body Language Ghost. I think it was a woman. She had some really, really fun videos back in the day, and I just stopped watching, or just I don't watch YouTube, so very rarely will I hop on YouTube except for music videos, which Rumble is gonna have music at some point. It's coming. Don't know when, but it is. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to look into it. Maybe they have a video. Maybe some research is needed. Thanks for bringing that up, though.
And if you did all that and put American boots on the ground in Gaza, not only would Israel no longer be able to raid Palestinian homes in the middle of the night and take children prisoner for no reason, they would.
I get the vibe that Ian Carroll does have a bit of a buzz sometimes when he does his videos. Just a little. Still interesting.
Wouldn't be able to carpet bomb civilian infrastructure because it'd be full of Americans. They wouldn't be able to block foreign aid into the country because it would be Americans. They wouldn't be able to gang rape Palestinians because they'd be protected by Americans. They wouldn't be able to occupy and continuously settle more and more land, at least in Gaza, potentially not in the West Bank, because it would be Americans. And Hamas, which has been propped up by Israel and the corrupt deep state here in order to continue and perpetuate this conflict, would no longer be in control in order to perpetuate this conflict, because it would be Americans. And in an ideal world, it would be fucking Palestinians. And the Israelis would have never even moved in and tried to take all this land for themselves dating all the way back to like 1900. But that's, we're past that part. But until Trump reveals his buddy Tesla's time machine and we go back and like erase the ballot,
Baron Trump is a time traveler.
We can't undo what has been done. We have to deal with the present situation, and we have to try to find a solution that has the least bloodshed possible. And while there are some serious colonial and ethnic cleansing concerns of moving all the Palestinians out and rebuilding the whole place in like an American image and allegedly allowing them to move back in, which I am super skeptical of, not to mention even theorizing that they're going to leave willingly in the first place. Like, it sounds like we're about to have American troops fighting Hamas to try to get Palestinians to leave, because why the fuck would they trust Trump when they say, oh yeah, we'll build it back better for you and then let you come back? Like, they have no reason to believe that. But this is a super hypothetical, but it's worth considering. Okay. And I'm not saying I think this is the most likely or this is real or true. I'm just saying that it's worth considering. If you really wanted to deal with Israel's influence over the United States, you would have to deal with their influence at home by dismantling their blackmail networks, by exposing their media corruption, and by getting rid of all of the complex, interconnected traitorous kind of like dealings that are happening behind the scenes. And we have seen progress towards that point, no less the arrest of Jeffrey Epstein and now the election of Pam Bondi.
Well, we know he was on the plane, not only on the plane a couple times, multiple times. He traveled internationally.
Who's openly going after Jeffrey Epstein and talking.
They're talking about releasing the list soon, guys. I've been seeing it. Little rumblings about that list, guys. If they do it, I think it's going to be earth-shattering, honestly. Maybe that's why they haven't released it.
About releasing those files or something along those lines.
What happened to all the videos, guys? What happened to all the videos of the stuff that went on Epstein Island, huh?
You have to take away a lot of the American deep states, like intelligence agency corrupt power networks, like USAID, for example. And that would hamstring their ability to corrupt politics and, policy here at home. But you'd also have to deal with what's going on over there and stop them from having this kind of endless war machine kind of excuse to get American tax dollars and to play the victim and to sort of construct this narrative.
To be clear, when I say release the list and that list would be earth-shattering, the list of people who were actually diddling kids. Just because you went to the island doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything. Like, I don't know, Dershowitz went to the island and he got a massage. He swears up and down that he had his wife and his kid with him there, and that nothing untoward happened. But he went and he got a massage. I don't know. He's a lawyer, so all lawyers lie. But it seemed like he was pretty adamant. Even Viva Fry had Dersh on and actually pressed him. Dersh got a little bit testy. With Viva, and maybe it's because you get accused of certain things for years and years, and it gets frustrating. And I would be mad too. But interesting stuff for sure, though. All right. Tangent. Back to this.
Around what's happening in Israel and Palestine, and taking it over for America will do that. It's also the best shot that Palestinians have at actually getting like a real functioning state with an economy, with buildings, with infrastructure, with food. And let's be clear, I don't think Trump is doing this because he like identifies with the Palestinian Trump struggle. I don't think he's doing this out of like just the goodness of his heart, if he's even doing this. If anything, he would be doing this for his ego and his legacy, which is fine by me. And big if, he actually was doing this to the ends of peace and, defanging Israel, then he would go down in history as one of the greatest presidents in my lifetime, for sure, and possibly in American history. I honestly can't think of any other way to actually address the problems.
It's essentially putting in a bulldog between two, chihuahuas yapping. Putting in a giant mastiff in a spot between we'll say two chihuahuas. Two chihuahuas yapping at each other and going at each other and at each other. And the mastiff is between them going, no, you stay there. No, you stay there. Is that ideal? No, but like I said, there's nuance to this, and he's providing a lot of nuance. It might be off on some historical stuff for sure. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that this guy says, but he has some pretty based points, in my opinion, on a lot of things.
Of Israel. Like, everyone on here loves to scream about the Jews and loves to like scream about Israel but like, do you have a solution? Because I'm not okay with any solution that involves killing Jewish people or most of the solutions, when you really get down to it, end up being genocide in the other direction.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. We need a solution that can end the conflict, separate the parties, and basically tell everyone to take a fucking time out. And I can picture, I can imagine, I can optimistically hope that this is potentially a way to do that. And if he was doing that, it would make sense that he had kind of pulled the...
Oh, that was real? That's fucked. Netanyahu, that was fucking bad, dude. That was fucked, because innocent people got injured from that shit. Bad, BB. That's fucked up. If you actually gifted a golden pager to Trump, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Wool over BB's eyes and was playing very nice with Israel all along the way, and still to right through the process would sort of force a smile in public and present policies that they can't overtly object to.
I mean, you're gonna have casualties, I guess. It was a very sophisticated operation, but that's kind of fucked.
Because technically it is what they have to say they want, is a peace deal. I mean, it would be pretty ingenious, actually. Now, is the actual land partition in any way fair? No, not in the fucking slightest. Is the funding issue with our tax dollars cleared up? No, not in the slightest. He's giving even more money to Israel. And do I really think that Trump has the best intentions in mind? No, not really. I want to hope, but no, not really. And even if he pulls all this off,
See, I disagree. I think Trump does have good intention. Yeah, all war is fucked, but they could have done better. If Mossad if Mossad's one of the most sophisticated intel agencies, they should have been able to do that a little bit better. So I'm not going to excuse them killing innocents when they could avoid killing innocents. So I won't.
It's still kind of a selfish America, like
they have the ability to do it
solution to the problem over there that sort of puts American economic interests above Palestinian lives and interests. You know, there's the whole question of the natural gas and the oil that's over there. There's the question of the canal that is being talked about, the Ben Gurion Canal. It's a power play.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, Ben Gurion Canal. I watched most of this.
All I'm saying is that it's complicated, and I don't feel like we know what's really going on yet. And unless you've been sitting in Trump's private meetings and know exactly what's inside his head, you probably don't know what's going on either. So stay frosty, question everything, and pray for peace. Because no matter how you slice it,
he cut it off. What did you do, Ian? Yeah, but there's a lot to that. From a developer standpoint, I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense from a developer standpoint, which is that's what Trump's done. That's been his career, developing things. So, yeah, I mean, hell, it's cleared out. A lot of it's rubble. Bulldoze it out, build it up. I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do. But do I think that American dollars need to be the ones be doing it? Probably not. Maybe it won't be American dollars. Maybe we'll get other people to pay for it. I don't know. Yep, PDS-10, he sure has. He has left instructions on what to do. He said specifically Iran. That's what it was reported as. Specifically, if Iran executes him, he has a contingency plan in place for that. I don't think Iran's the one he needs to be most worried about. I think he probably needs to be focused more on the threat within. Because those assassination attempts, that wasn't Iran. That was our own deep state doing that shit. Yeah. Iran is a distraction. I'm not saying Iran's, something that isn't a force to be reckoned with and shouldn't be addressed in certain ways, for sure, if they step out of line. But to act like they're the ones that were masterminding the assassination attempts of Trump, a fucking doubt. Big doubt that Iran's the one doing it. I think that the intel agencies get in Trump's ear. He has a bit of a boomer deference to authority when it comes to the intel agencies at times, and then also battles them at times. It's very confusing at times. I'm very confusing. But no, I seriously doubt Iran's the one that was masterminding these attacks, these assassination attempts. Both of them were probably most likely either they lie-hopped or they my-hopped. Let it happen on purpose or made it happen on purpose. The guy with the Ukrainian ties that was on the golf course, that was an asset. That guy was absolutely 100% an asset. You're going to sit there and tell me that this dude who had a charge for a weapon of mass destruction, it was a machine gun, like a decade before this, you're going to tell me that eventually he was able to travel internationally? Really? And start these operations in Ukraine? That makes no fucking sense. None. Where was he getting his funding? Look into that. That's a rabbit hole to go down. Definitely is. Definitely is. Oh, man. Let's see. Earlier, Ian mentioned the rebuild of Gaza. As long as there isn't a new temple built, yeah. This forcing prophecy is a very bad idea. And when they try to do the whole building the new temple, or when you try to take prophecy and make it reality by force or through human intent, that's not how prophecy works. And I think if you continue to do things like that, then you run the risk of bringing negative energy from whatever forces it may be down upon your head and upon your country's head. Don't try to force prophecy. We are not the orchestrators of that. That is not on man. That is on God. So when they try that, it's very frustrating. And honestly, not surprising. When bad things happen, when you try to force prophecy, bad things tend to happen. Not a good move. Not a good move to try to do things like that. But I don't know. It's a very nuanced topic. There's a lot of people that are hardcore one way or hardcore another way. I think that it's just like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. None of our damn business. We just stay a hell out of it. If it starts to come our way, we protect ourselves. We defend. Spats between countries, need to leave it alone. Let them do, like with Ukraine and Russia. Let them do their thing. Honestly, that one has been a quagmire. That is essentially the Afghanistan of Eurasia, Europe. That's what it's turning into. Very, very interesting parallels. Very interesting parallels between Afghanistan and Ukraine. You know, arming the rebels, arming, the Taliban, Azov battalion. Because they're going to fight the commies. They're going to fight the Russians. We got to stop those Ruskies. And then, and then you funded a new terrorist organization. Good job, America. Yeah. What's up, Sanglant? Sanglant, one of I think the only subscriber on Locals. Thank you so much for being a monthly subscriber there. I'm pretty sure you are. If not, thanks anyways. But Quran says it should be done. And yet it's exactly what the Quran... Ooh, shit. Israel disobeying God and then something bad happens to him? Yeah, I don't know. I actually heard somebody say that the other day, and I'm like, oh, snap. Rough. Very rough. Let's see. Do I have anything else that I wanted to share on that? I don't think I really had much else to share on that, but there was another one from Ian Carroll. We're not going to play another one. It's 10 minutes. We've heard enough from Ian. We've heard enough. He did bring up the fact that he was being called a Mossad agent when he's clearly was being very, very pro-Palestinian in his approach and a lot of that. But you say anything, people are very, very tribal. It's literally a tribal conflict. People are very tribal when it comes to it. And like I said, I'm more focused on what America's doing, and America needs to focus on its interests. I don't think that it's in our interest to... Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. Like I said, maybe it's good to have the big ass dog over there in between the chihuahuas saying, hey, no, this is ours now. You guys stay on your side. You stay on your side. This is what it is now. Maybe there's benefit to that. We'll have to see, I suppose. We'll have to see. Israel's got a lot of issues as far as deep state stuff is concerned, just like America's got a lot of issues deep state wise. There are shadow vestiges of, I guess you might say, even ancient perspectives that tend to influence our countries. And it's not because of any ethnicities. It's not because of ethnicities. It's because of bad intentions, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, because really you could talk about that and go back and forth. I have an 18-minute video from back before I started streaming. Standalone video, 18 minutes of my my approach to the I think it's titled something like Israel and Palestine, a thoughtful approach, I think is what I titled it. And it's 18 minutes of kind of giving as much perspective as I can from my amateur stance on the issue. Like I said, my biggest takeaway, biggest thing from that, even after all the reading and stuff I did, you could get into the Belfort Accord and all that. You could look into that, some really interesting stuff. The West has moved a lot with that, and we probably shouldn't have. We probably shouldn't have dipped our damn toes in where it doesn't belong. And you can get really deep into things, and you can go down some rabbit holes, and you can be really, really skewed one way and then really, really skewed another way. And I'm a middle of the road type of guy. Middle of the road. Try to find gain from both perspectives as best I can. A lot of, like I said, nuance is important, especially with that one. Let me see here. Real quick, before we get into the next topic, let's look at a bit of a palate cleanser. Nancy Mace was going off. The other day, guys. And I'm here for it. I think she might be a bit of a plant at times, maybe. The UFO stuff kind of had me kind of concerned because apparently she was not crediting people who actually gave the information. But, Nancy Mace had said, tranny a few times when she was talking about the issues with DEI and government dollars going to certain things. And somebody wasn't happy about it. So
the gentlelady has used a phrase that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption. And
tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Let German
get it.
The gentlelady
Get it. We're going to
has
listen
used
again.
a
We're going to
phrase
listen again.
that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption.
Fuck you, dude.
And
Tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
okay.
No, thank you.
Let German.
Dude with the mask was not having it. The dude with the mask. Why do you still have a mask, huh, you little bitch? What the fuck? Get the mask off. It's 2025. Move the fuck on. COVID's done. Should have called him a faggot. Yeah, we're on YouTube right now for the time being. You know what? Maybe I should turn off YouTube. We got one person watching over there. I don't want to do that to you, you lone warrior over there on CommieTube. Guys, if you didn't know, my Saturday shows are musically inclined. Saturdays, real quick. Before we get into the next topic. So Mondays and Thursdays, the weekday shows, they're typically news heavy. Saturday stream, starting at 9:30. The Dozer Den DJ Hour is the main focus, where I take your music video requests and we have ourselves a good time. We do a little chit-chatting. We might cover one topic, might have some feel-good type of stories, because it's a bit of a decompress at the end of the week. Because if you cover all the new stuff all the time, well, it can get heavy, very heavy. So, I figure I like that idea for the Dozer Den DJ Hour on Saturdays, where we just listen to good music and have a good time. I think that the audio issue might be getting looked at with Rumble. Like I said, Chris Pavlovsky talked about it, and I would have started to think about using EV Mux or something different maybe on Saturday streams so that the audio sounded better. Because it's one thing that I do want to do is I want to put out a good product for you guys, and that bothers me whenever I'm listening and I hear it fade in and out, because I do an audio check myself. I'm the producer. I'm the creator. I'm the guy. I do all the things. But I do have a mod in chat, Trish. And so it does bother me when I do listen and I hear it fading in and out like that, because you guys are asking for a song to play and you want to hear it just as well as you can. So I was thinking about using EV Mux or something else maybe on Saturday streams. But with Rumble Studio coming out with their creator program, I want to get as many hours in this month for sure using Rumble Studio. And the good thing about it is, because people are mad. People are mad they're going to have to use Rumble Studio. Here's the thing. With more people using Rumble Studio, there's going to be more data and there's going to be more critique and there's going to be more information that's going to be hitting Rumble hard. And they're going to have to make changes. Just in the little bit of time that they made these announcements, there's been some really cool updates to Rumble Studio, and I'm glad to see it. Let's get the app working on the phone so that I can maybe actually schedule from my phone every now and then. That would be kind of cool. Usually when I schedule a stream from Rumble Studio app, it does clones, and then I can't even access it on the laptop. So hopefully that's changing. Hopefully. That's the idea anyways. Let me take a real quick look at what we're doing on the likes over here. I don't have to refresh. Trish told me that last stream, but I keep doing it. 33. Oh my goodness. Love to see it. We loved it. 613 followers. I think I gave the shout out last time. It just wasn't updated on the numbers. Yeah, it was Alpha Boss. Thank you so much for following Bill Dozer 74 and being one of the Killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Uploading music to Rumble works fine. Yeah. See, I haven't actually uploaded, but like I'm talking about when I share the screen and I'm sharing music, it tends to, there's some compression issues, and it goes soft and it goes loud. Then I kind of have to toggle the volume and find a sweet spot depending on how intense the music is and how intense the sound is. And I hate that for you guys because you guys are asking for it. You guys are there to have a good time and listen to good music. So it does kind of bother me, but, oh shoot. Okay, so saying Glant, what you got? Don't play on YouTube. I'll check it out later. maybe I'll axe the YouTube stream at some point here. We're at about 2 hours though, so yeah. All right, so next topic that we're going to get into, guys, because we can't forget about it. The flight. The flight 5342. Yeah, 5342. That got hit by the chopper. We have new information. To share. It is pretty detailed. I learned a lot from it. Provides just objective, this is what it is. And I like that. I, of course, will provide my own flair with commentary at times, but actually, Trish shared this with me. Let me find it. All right, there it goes. Excuse me. And we will be pulling it up here in a second. And of course, there's an ad. All right. All right. So we've got updates. The NTSB releases partial cockpit transcript of American Airlines 5342 and more updates. And this is where he actually shows a picture of the type of chopper it was. So it wasn't the one that's just a black, fighter chopper. It's a little bit fancier. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into it. Important information. I think it was from 2 days ago. It's already got 1.2 million views. Good for him. From Taking Off over there on YouTube. Hope he has a Rumble. That would be cool. We need to get more creators on Rumble. That's what we need. All right, let me go ahead and share this real quick, and then we will start playing it. I might step away for just a minute, but I will be back, I promise. All right.
Latest updates in the American Airlines 5342 Washington, D.C. midair collision. Does this change the national airspace? Let's find out in this episode of Taking Off. Hi, I'm Dan Milliken. It's Tuesday, February 4th. New updates have been released and discovered over the weekend in the American Airlines 5342, a CRJ regional jet, and a Black Hawk helicopter midair collision. Also, in this video, reported a few days ago, was a near collision the day before the accident in a similar situation. We'll dive into that one in detail. The NTSB has released drone footage of the accident scene, and authorities have identified the pilot of the Black Hawk. And before we get to new information, a very quick recap. American Airlines Flight 5342, operated by PSA Airlines on behalf of American, flying from Wichita, Kansas to Washington Reagan International in Washington, D.C., collided with a U.S. Army UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter PAT-25, which was a priority air transport helicopter operated by the 12th Aviation Battalion out of Felt Belvoir, Virginia. On board the CRJ-700ER were 64 passengers and crew, and on board the UH-60 Black Hawk were 3 crew members, pilot, instructor pilot, and crew chief. Now, here's a rundown on the latest news, and then we'll get into some of the details. 3 black boxes in total containing cockpit voice and flight data for the CRJ and the Black Hawk have been recovered. Those are already being analyzed in the lab in DC. In fact, the NTSB had a press conference on Saturday, the 1st of February, and released some of the CRV information from the CRJ. Again, we'll dive deeper into that shortly. Victims are being identified with 55 of the 67 at the time of this video, including the flight crew, which includes the first officer who was engaged to be married, 14 skaters of the figure skating community, including young athletes and coaches, some of them Russian,
So sad.
returning from the U.S. National Championships. The NTSB has announced the preliminary report is expected in 30 days. American Airlines has announced flight number 5342 will be retired, which is common practice in the airline industry. The FAA, on the day after the crash, started restricting the helicopter routes around DCA indefinitely. Runway 33, where 5342 was cleared to land, will be closed for about another week at least. And we'll talk about the runways and the DC airport in a moment.
So wait, he said they're retiring 5342. Did they retire the Black Hawk? I don't know. Did I miss that?
Okay, let's now go through what we know as of February 4th, 2025 by going through this accident in chronological order, discussing the updates in detail as they play out. All right, let's start 8:44 p.m. local time. Flight 5342 was asked to change their approach to runway 33, a common occurrence at DCA for the smaller regional aircraft. And to understand DCA,
said the route is retired. Okay.
Washington Reagan Airport was built in a day and age of DC-3 transports, small planes, in 1941. Planes were a lot smaller, and with the city around it, there's not really any lengthening of runways that can be done. Runways are always counted as 2, 1 for each direction. So there are 6 runways at DC, so 3 main stretches of pavement asphalt. The longest is runway 01.
So I guess 1 for takeoff, 1 for landing, maybe?
19 at 7,168 feet. The runway that Flight 5342 was about to land on is only 5,204 feet, which generally can only take the smaller regional jets. A 737, unless winds and conditions were just right, generally would not be able to accept that runway. For comparison, DFW's runways are almost twice the length of Reagan's longest, coming in at 13,400 feet. This is why you'll never see Air Force One, a 747, landing Reagan International. The airport is tiny. Anyway, Flight 5342 accepted the change from the longer, but still short, runway 01 to runway 33 and was instructed by ATC.
Again, it's 2025. Why does this still look like a game of asteroids? Why? The graphics should be better by now, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't know. Good caveat there. Good caveat there. Pulled McCroy. Good context.
Runway 33, runway 33 clear for land. Thanks, runway 33, runway 33 for land, looking for 342.
Audio and visuals are from Vass Aviation. Victor there does a lot of work. Please check out his channel and subscribe and support him. At 8:46 p.m. local time, Pat 25, who was north of the airport flying along the Potomac.
So yeah, that's a fancy kind of Black Hawk. That's not one of the, ones that's necessarily involved in like military operations. So there was some interesting information coming off first. They were saying that it was a White Hawk, so like the one like Marine Force, but apparently this is the type of chopper it was. So at least now we know. What's up, Booty Trap? Thanks for joining this episode of the Dozer Den, Booty Trap. Wonder if that's what your name is supposed to be. You need so the data transmission is kept simple. Oh, well, I mean, okay, that's understandable, but you can still keep it simple with keeping it a little bit more sophisticated. One would think, at least, I mean, I would think. But again, I'm not a pilot. I'm just a guy talking on the internet about things, pontificating somewhat. Somewhat. Let's see. All right, booty trap. That's the name. That's the name. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. And it said, we need perfect functionality during network congestion. I mean, I feel you there. I do, but I bet you it could look a little bit better and it'll be a little bit more sophisticated. That's all I'm saying. Updating that's got to be, you would have to shut everything down, and that the update would be, I mean, hell, there was a, what was it, there was one airline, was it Southwest or was it another one that was during when all the cell phones were down from all the solar flare stuff or whatever, solar radiation, whatever it was, back last year, there was no, it was an attack. Well, they said it wasn't an attack, but wasn't there there was like a big cyber issue where a lot of places weren't able to function, but one of the airlines was still operating off of like 1990s Windows or something like that, so they were doing just fine. That's kind of interesting. Thanks so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den Kinesi. I appreciate your interaction in the chat and your perspective. Thank you so much for joining. Rest well, sir. Rest well. Guys, follow Kinesi, by the way. I put his link up earlier. Good stuff. Have a good one, man.
Was asked.
Pat 25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge to CRJ at 1,200 feet, start runway 33.
That has a traffic site request visual separation.
This separation group.
Here is where the breakdown began. As we often say, most accidents don't have a single point of failure, but rather a line of small failures that lead to the accident, or as we call it, a chain, where if you can break a link in the chain, the accident can be avoided. This accident is no different. Pat 25 acknowledged the traffic advisory and stated they had the traffic in sight and requested to be able to maintain visual separation. Real quick, let's get the details on the Black Hawk crew. Chief pilot, Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Eves had over 1,000 hours flying the Black Hawk. It's his voice on the radio, which most likely means the other pilot was the one flying. And she was Captain Rebecca Lobach with 500 hours of flying. Her identity was just released this weekend. In the meantime, I
wonder why it took a little bit.
I can't find any of her social media to get a better perspective on who she was at this time. The Army released a statement saying she was a servant, a caregiver, and an advocate. She served as a certified sexual harassment, assault response and prevention, SHARP, victim advocate, and served as a White House military social aide for the Biden administration. A social aide for the military is someone who is
social aide, guys.
Tasks that dignitaries, heads of states, and high-profile guests are greeted.
So, I mean, I'm gonna assume maybe she was in need of that training, but maybe they should have been doing that training at another place, because obviously it wasn't getting done right. But also, why were they letting her fly that high? Like the chief pilot was the one who's looking at the instruments, I guess, not actually flying. Interesting that they kept that one quiet for a little bit. Just saying.
Escorted.
Yeah, she got the crazy eyes.
And treated according to protocol. The third person on the Black Hawk was Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hare, who served as the crew chief. Then there's a second call out from ATC to Pat 25, which is acknowledged moments before the collision.
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sound.
Pat 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pat 25, pass behind this CRJ.
Pat 25 has a aircraft in flight request visual separation.
Good separation.
The two aircraft collided. What about the cockpit voice recorder, the CVR, on the CRJ region?
Yeah, booty trap. These are the ones that were on the helicopter. He just said them. Those were the people that were on the chopper. They haven't released the names of all the people on the flight, like the American Airlines flight. They've got a lot of them though. I think, like the people that were involved in the ice skating and stuff like that.
Jet being piloted by Captain Jonathan Campos and First Officer Sam Lilly. Well, the NTSB gave a press.
Booty Trap, apparently they were just doing a training exercise, a nighttime training exercise, using night vision goggles apparently as well, according to Pete Hegseth. So there weren't any VIPs on the chopper. It was training. You had 3 soldiers, 3 military members doing, I guess, a yearly eval, and they just happened to do it there.
Press conference on February 1st, and Bryce Banning of the NTSB gave us a play-by-play on the CVR from.
They just went. Yeah, let me go back here. This was her. This was the person flying. We'll go back and I'll play it again for you guys.
Rebecca Lobach.
With
500 hours of flying. Her identity was just released this weekend. In the meantime, I can't find any of her social media to get a better perspective on who she was at this time. The Army released a statement saying she was a servant, a caregiver, and an advocate. She served as a certified sexual harassment, assault response and prevention, SHARP, victim advocate, and served as a White House military social aide for the Biden administration. A social aide for the military is someone who is tasked that dignitaries, heads of states, and high-profile guests are greeted, escorted, and treated according to protocol. The third person on the Black Hawk was Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hara, who served as the crew chief. Then there's a second call out from ATC to Pat 25, which is acknowledged moments before the collision.
Pat 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pat 25, pass line to CRJ.
Pat 25 has an aircraft in flight request for separation.
Good separation.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
The 2 aircraft collided. What about the cockpit voice recorder, the CVR, on the CRJ regional jet being piloted by Captain Jonathan Campos and First Officer Sam Lilly? Well, the NTSB gave a press conference on February 1st, and Bryce Banning of the NTSB gave us a play-by-play on the CVR from the flight deck of the CRJ.
At 8:43:06, the crew made initial contact with the DCA tower. The tower controller then asked if the crew could switch to runway 33. After a brief discussion between the crew, they agreed to runway 33. At 8:45:27, the autopilot was disconnected. At 8:46:01, a radio transmission from the tower was audible, informing Pat 25 that traffic just south of the Wilson Bridge was a CRJ at 1,200 feet circling to runway 33. At 8:46:29, the crew received a 1,000-foot automated call-out. At 8:46:47, DCA tower cleared other jet traffic on runway 1 for departure with no delay. At 8:47:29, the crew received a 500-foot automated call-out. At 8:47:39, a radio transmission from the tower was audible asking Pat 25 if the CRJ was in sight. 1 second later, the crew received an automated traffic advisory stating traffic. At 8:47:42, a radio transmission from the tower was audible directing Pat 25 to pass behind the CRJ. At 8:47:58, the crew had a verbal reaction, and FDR data showed the airplane beginning to increase its pitch. Sounds of impact were audible about 1 second later, followed by the end of the recording.
As far as altitudes, the Black Hawk helicopter was on a helicopter route, and it had a maximum of 200 feet of altitude at that point because of the approaches into DCA. And here's what the NTSB had to say about that. And he prefaced by letting us know that his team was split on whether to release this information, particularly about the screen in the control tower.
The CRJ, based upon the data recorder, at the time of impact was at 325 feet, plus or minus 25 feet. Our preliminary review of
Way
what
higher.
the tower cab
Way
was
higher than it
showing
should have been.
on the data screen that would have been in front of the controllers was 200 feet near the time of the accident.
What he is saying is that the radar screen in the tower might have displayed the helicopter as being at 200 feet to the controller. But regardless, the CRJ was at 325 feet plus or minus 25 feet, and they collided, which puts the helicopter at 325 feet. And since the accident, the FAA has halted helicopter flights around DCA, specifically the route the Sikorsky H-60 took on the night of the accident. An investigation, of course, is ongoing by the NTSB, the FAA, and other federal agencies. Investigators will be looking into the air traffic control, the cockpit voice recorders, flight data recorders of both aircraft, which they've all been recovered, as I mentioned, to help determine the ultimate cause of the accident to prevent them in the future. The NTSB has released drone footage of the accident site in the Potomac.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
I won't pay
Okay,
for
you ready?
premium.
All right.
Not gonna do it. So it was pretty shallow from what I understand. I think I heard someone say 7 feet of water. So you go from 350 feet to that. You're not. No one's making it based on just the impact. Fucking sad. Yeah, that's like 7 feet. It's very shallow right there. Like I've heard 7 feet of water is what I've heard people say that it is. It's not very deep at all. So you fall into that. It's like hitting. It's at that speed from that height. You're fucking hitting. It's like concrete. There were never going to be any survivors from that. Fucking sad. I just looking at the video. I've watched it so many freaking times. It looks intentional. I don't know what Rebecca Lobach was doing. But just rough. Saying Clant. Not the crash. It landed on its top. Yeah.
Just 24 hours.
Like as being it so close entrenched in the Biden White House, I don't know what was in this woman's head. I don't know why they were allowing her to fly that high. They had more experienced people on the plane, on the chopper. Why was she allowed to be that high? There's so many questions that are left unanswered. I would like to. So we've heard quite a bit from. I don't know. Why wasn't there more? When I first talked about this, my stance was sometimes horrible things happen. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the tinfoil hat has to be on for it. But again, I'm not a coincidence theorist. With her being an aide for the Biden White House for the past, however many years it was, involved in, moving around dignitaries and things like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah.
Earlier, Pat 11 nearly collided with Southwest 3565 and RPA 4514. Just
real quick, guys, if it's your first time here in the Dozer Den, welcome to the Dozer Den. I stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. Mondays and Thursdays are more news heavy. Saturday is the Dozer Den DJ hour where I take your music video requests. Nobody ever has to send a Rumble rant, but for sure, during the Dozer Den DJ hour, it helps me out quite a bit because it puts it in the donations tab and it lights it up in the chat so I can pay attention to it. Yeah, we have ourselves a good time. We chill. It's a decompress on Saturdays, guys. That's the goal behind it. Guys, I actually might start streaming 4 days a week. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking maybe So currently on Monday, Thursday, and Saturdays, I'm thinking about doing Sundays because the Saturday show that I did because I missed Saturday, the Sunday show that I did for the Dozer Den DJ Hour pulled in a pretty decent audience. So might start doing that. We'll see.
A couple of miles up the river. On January 29th at 7:56 p.m. local time in D.C., Pat 11 was advised of a Southwest aircraft that was descending from 3,500 feet on the river visual for runway 1. 514.
Okay, so
just 24 hours earlier, Pat 11 nearly collided with Southwest 3565 and RPA 4514.
So there were two near collisions between Pat 11, which I think is another chopper. So what the fuck? What was going on? What was going on when there were two near collisions just 24 hours before? Too many things happening of similar. No, I'm not a coincidence theorist. What is up? What was going on? What was leading to this?
Just a couple of miles up the river. On January 29th at 7:56 p.m. local time in D.C., Pat 11 was advised of a Southwest aircraft that was descending from 3,500 feet on the river visual for runway 1. The air traffic controller pointed out an aircraft that was actually coming in from the north on the river visual for runway 19, the opposite direction of what ATC said. Here's the video from VAS Aviation. Again, support him, please. He does a lot of good work.
And Pat 11, traffic's going to be approaching Cabin John. Continuing down the river, it's going to be a Southwest 3,500 descending, landing runway 1.
Request visual separation, Pat 11.
At 7:56 and 57 seconds, Pat 11 requested the visual separation. Air traffic control did not reply to the request. Pat 11 continued northeast while Southwest 3565 continued on its river visual approach to runway 19. At 7:58 and 30 seconds, Southwest 3565 contacted the tower and advised they were on the RNP Zulu approach for runway 19, not the river visual.
Southwest 3565 is on the RMP Zulu 19.
Southwest 3565 Washington. Tower runway 19 or clear to land traffic would depart. Continue to reduce the final approach speed. Additional traffic is going to be a helicopter over Memorial Bridge, DFR northwest down 200 feet. They have you on site. Maintain a bit of separation as they continue up the river.
And Southwest 3565 copies all.
At 7:59, 45 seconds, DCA Tower requested.
Tomorrow.
Pat 1, watch out, Roger. Maintain bit of separation. Southwest off your nose.
Maintain, Pat 11.
At 8 p.m., the conflict alert indicated on Southwest Airlines 3565's track and Pat 11's track on the radar scope in the control tower as their vertical separation was less than 1,000 feet. Right as the two aircraft passed over each other, separation was less than 500 feet. Another aircraft, an Embraer E-175 with Republic Airlines RPA 4514, was flying behind the Southwest aircraft on.
Like, it sounds like it's a combination of operator error, air traffic error, possibly just a lot of things just coming together. But to have it that frequently, to have it happening that often, two just 24 hours before, and then the big one where it actually resulted in a crash, something doesn't smell right. It just doesn't.
On the approach to runway 19. At 8 o'clock and 33 seconds, RPA 4514 was given a traffic advisory state.
And guys, I was critical of Trump when he first came out and was just going so hard about the DEI stuff. I was kind of like, dude, maybe wait a day or two. Like, he was right. The things he was saying were correct. But it was like, maybe wait a day. But he was mad. We had a loss of American life and other countries' lives too. So I get it. And after the information about the dang pilot coming out, it's like, son of a bitch, he knew. That's why he was so mad. That's why he came out freaking hard, went guns blazing with it about roasting the last administration. So it's like, he knew something that we didn't.
The helicopter was traveling northbound at 300 feet.
4514 watch out. Reduce the final.
What's up, Paul? Therapy Range in the chat. Thanks so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Guys, if you haven't followed Therapy Range, go ahead and take just a brief moment. Click on his picture or his name, whichever you be server or app. Follow Therapy Range. He covers splody stuff. Does some gun stuff, gun content. Maybe shove some explosives up a turkey's ass. Who knows? Who knows what Paul gets up to? Sunday streams are just kind of chill, talking, conversation. Good folks over there, good folks, worth your follow and worth your viewership.
Approach speed, runway 19 clear to land. Traffic will depart. Additional traffic is a helicopter over Georgetown, northbound, 300 feet.
All right, slowing it down upon approach speed 19 clear to land. Pick up 4514 off the traffic.
Roger, Pat 1 traffic 2 miles north of your position. Embraer 1900, sending landing 119.
Traffic inside, pick up 4514.
Pat 11 began to climb from 300 feet, eventually reaching 700 feet. While this was occurring, a controller switch happened. And this is where a controller switches with another controller, giving a handoff and giving them control of the airspace, usually as a part of a shift change, but also sometimes as brakes. Being an air traffic controller is a very high-stress job, and controllers often need small breaks to allow them to focus.
And you might want to have the most qualified people for that type of job, right? A very high stress job, high intensity job that results in being responsible for the lives of thousands of people probably per day. You might want to have the best people for the job. Might want to be based on merit, right, guys? Merit matters. Not according to the last administration.
So they're rotated in quite a bit.
Tower here, 4495 is River Visual 19.
Switching over. Ooh, that's close.
Tower here, 4495, River Visual 19.
We got 4495, Washington Tower, runway 19 clear to land. Traffic departs by your album.
Rest in
At
peace,
8
headphone
o'clock,
users.
1 minute, 27 seconds, the helicopter and RPA 4514 had less than 500 feet of
therapy range. They should hire potheads as air traffic. I said controllers. I seriously doubt it would be any worse. Fuck, I don't know, man. I mean, they might actually they might be a little bit more focused in, depending on the variety. Is it indica or sativa? Are they going to be a little bit more amped and paying attention, very mindful? Just this whole situation sucks. And the fact there was all this other stuff going on just 24 hours before. These are the ones that happened before. This is the day before the damn crash. You had 2 near misses. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for this to be happening this often. But alas, it was.
separation. The crew of RPA 4514, having received a TCAS or a Traffic Collision Avoidance System alert, initiated a go-round and climbed.
Heidi, you feel me? Yeah. Heidi McGroin, I absolutely empathize with you. I thought about flying out to Vegas or something at some point. No, I'll drive. Thank you very much. I don't want to fly. Apparently, it's still one of the safest methods of transportation. You know, they say that all the time, but I think they say that. Let's look at the percentage, I guess, of planes flying compared to cars flying. Cars flying. Ha! Well, it is 2025, but when you think about it, are they just looking at the numbers, or are they looking at percentages? Are they looking at the percentage of plane crashes compared to the percentage of car crashes? Because there are far more car accidents because there are far more cars, you know? Then again, I could be wrong. I think I'm right, though. Yeah, the quality of the employees has tanked over the last 5 years. They had to focus on TSA, guys. They had to focus on TSA. They had to check your asshole. South Park. That's from South Park.
Hey, Tower, we had a RA, but 4514 is going around.
That big 4514. So would you like to go around? Appears to be going around, so go around. Turn right heading 250, climb maintain 3000.
250, climb maintain 3000, break out 4514.
When pilots get a resolution alert,
glad you survived your DEI landing, booty trap,
or RA, they can deviate from ATC instructions and follow the RA's call out. It'll say climb, climb, or descend, descend. The crew contacted the tower at 8 o'clock, 1 minute, 47 seconds, and advised that they had an RA and were going around. And that's the rundown of the close call the day before the horrible midair.
2 close calls.
This midair collision accident is tragic. The families, friends, and loved ones.
I would love to know what that woman was thinking, what the pilot was thinking when she was doing that. I would love to. We're never going to know now. I mean, unless there's audio that we don't have. It could just be a horrific accident, guys. Hanlon's razor. We have to apply it at times. And this might be one of them. But the fact that there were 2 other close calls right before, how often are close calls like that a thing? That would be my question. As somebody who is not well versed in this, how often is that something that happens?
Of the passengers and the crew aboard AA 5342 and PAT 25 are in our prayers. When I look at these accidents, I always try to think about what I can learn from them and what can I do as a fixed wing and rotor wing pilot to make my flights safer. The biggest takeaway from this is to keep your head outside the aircraft, to fly precise. If given an altitude, don't let it drift by a couple hundred feet. In shooting, the saying is aim small, miss small. I can apply that to my flying in both fixed wing and helicopters. And I've noticed as I do this, it transfers to other areas of my life. And that's our update on the tragic midair in Washington, D.C. We'll be back with more updates as they happen. In the meantime, if you want to see our video on the Learjet crash in Philadelphia, check it out here. And we'll have updates on that when they happen as well. Please stay safe out there. And remember, superior judgment trumps superior skills. Take care.
I really liked that video. I hope. Shut up, ads. My God. I really liked his approach. I thought that was a solid, just objective breakdown of what happened and the context of like the previous 24 hours. I thought that was really good to know. I think that was, I think I personally benefited from that, and I hope you guys did too. Of course, I have my own musings about it. Therapy range, just like train derails, shit happens almost every day. Yeah, could be. If you only hear what the media wants to talk about. True. Jobs not really, they don't really hire Americans. You have to cut them some slack. Yeah, you're welcome, Entropy Nomad. Glad it helped. I hope that helped. I really, one of the things that I really appreciated from it was just his factual approach to it. And also, I really was glad to know about the specific type of chopper it was. I think he said a Sikorsky 60. So it was UH-60, but it was one of the fancier ones, apparently, from the looks of it. So that was good information. It was good to actually see the type, and then everybody else was saying this and saying that, and it seems like that's pretty much the story right now. That's what it seems like. There's going to be more probably at some point coming out. There was a lot of talk about the actual plane and the little bit of audio there, but like the black box data would be interesting. Not really sure how much you're going to get from it. I think if there was nefarious intent, you may never know about it. You may never know about it unless we look at the contacts, communications between Rebecca Lobach, I think was her name. She was a Biden aide or Biden social whatever the fuck she was for the Biden administration, liaison kind of thing, making sure dignitaries and stuff are treated appropriately. So it's like, okay, so why was she even in a damn chopper at that point? How long had it been since she was in a chopper? And if it had been a while since she had 500 hours, apparently that's what he said. If it had been a while since she had actually been up in the air, maybe discretion would have been appropriate, and doing it somewhere else with less traffic. I get they were doing real world simulation there, but maybe make absolutely sure that she's going to actually be capable of doing the job without killing people. I don't know. Hindsight's 2020 in this kind of thing. Hindsight's 2020. We can sit here and armchair quarterback all fucking day about it. But like I said, I'm just a guy here in Southeast Missouri talking stuff on the internet. I can be logical from my perspective, but what might be logical from my perspective might not necessarily be the best. So I don't know. I think it's just there's a lot of failures. Some people fucked up big time to make this happen, I guess. But like I said, though, there's so many things that build upon itself that, it makes you freaking come and slide the foil hat on, and it's really hard to get the damn thing off when you know about all the other things. So, yeah, DEI hires, bad idea. Really, really bad idea. And people that want to talk, people should have equal opportunities for sure. Oh my goodness. Salt Dumpster coming in hot with a $5 Rumble rant. Thank you so much for the donation, Salt Dumpster. With a salute. Friends, sorry I'm late. Can you recap, please? Well, we talked about Gazamerica for a good long while. We did a little bit of ranting about the sandbox, Israel, Palestinians. Pretty much we don't need to fuck with it. We played a clip from Ian Carroll. Might play the other one. I don't know, because his response is kind of funny. And I like Ian Carroll. His hair looked a little bit off. But fuck, we're gonna end up playing it, damn it. So we played his clip, and you know what? Real quick. Let's okay. So, and then we covered, we had a really lengthy, Salt Dumpster, we had a lengthy breakdown of the Flight 5342 and Pat 25 crash over the Potomac. Lot of information. Rewind if you need to. We stretched an 18-minute clip into probably 30 or 40 minutes because I had a lot that I wanted to say about it. I had my musings that I needed to get out about it. So, that's what we've talked about so far. The Gaza America stuff, Trump and Bibi having their little issues. And then we also covered Nancy Mace getting salty. What preceded her tranny statement. Nancy Mace. Let's give it back to Nancy for a minute. Take the reins for the show of the Dozer. Nancy, you handle this brief interaction here on the Dozer Den. Much appreciated, Nancy. Sincerely. This is talking about the DEI stuff, talking about the USAID stuff, which we're going to roll into right after. So, wasting taxpayer dollars, USAID, a lot of money laundering, a lot of waste. Let's listen to what she has to say.
USAID awarded $2 million to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver gender-affirming healthcare in Guatemala. So to each of you this morning, does this advance the interests of American citizens paying for trannies in Guatemala to the tune of $2 million? Yes or no, Governor?
I have no position.
Of course you don't.
He says, okay, I'll wait to say what I want to say about him until we're done here. Until we get to, he says, I have no position.
Okay,
See
USAID awarded over $750,000 to fund alleviating loneliness among migrant garment workers in India. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
No.
No. I have no position.
USAID awarded $1.5 million for providing a gender-sensitive response to migration at the Venezuelan border. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
No.
No. I have no position.
Does this advance the interest? Okay, so USAID awarded $4.3 million on October 1st, 2023 to a group to fund comprehensive health services for men having sex with other men in South Africa.
Otherwise known as gay men. Men having sex with men is just a gay man. Why all the words? Ugh. Salt Dumpster. Oh my God, you mad lad. Absolute freaking Chad. Another $5 donation. Oh, wait. Let me find my sounds. I have a sound for this. Where did it go? Where did he go? Oh, shit. I had it right at the top. I don't like how it puts play on there. Damn it. Maybe it's at the bottom now. Another $5. $10 so far to this episode of the Dozer Den. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Salt Dumpster. It says, donate, Shlomos. That's right. Shower Bulldozer 74 with your hard-earned dollars. If you can. Donate, Shlomos. Keep Sir Komatsu off the mean streets of DoorDash. I DoorDashed last night, guys. I would much rather be doing this than DoorDashing. I'll say that. Appreciate you, Salt Dumpster. Appreciate the heck out of you, man. All right. I got news for you. Yeah, men having sex with men. Yeah, it means you're gay. I need to get that. I need to get that video clip downloaded.
Does this advance the interests of American citizens, Governor?
No.
No, I have no position.
I bet you don't. Okay. U.S.
You have no position because your position is on your knees sucking dick, sir. What the fuck?
USAID
You have no position. Of course you don't.
awarded $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities by promoting economic empowerment and opportunity for LGBTQI plus people in Serbia. Does this advance America's interests?
No.
No. Nope.
You have no idea, right? Okay.
Fucking bitch made beta cuck fucking fag. Like, I swear to God, men, quote unquote, men like that. Men like that. That's not a fucking man. You have no position. Yeah, because how could you? You don't have a fucking spine. You jellyfish of a human being. You have no position. Those are clearly things that are not in America's best interest. But no, you, the fucking enlightened one on that panel, you don't have a position, do you? Your position, like I said, is on your knees sucking dick of DEI. The DEI dick. You gobble that shit up. That's your fucking position, on your fucking knees. Because that's what happens when you don't take a stand. You end up on your knees sucking dick. Metaphorically. Metaphorically, of course. In his case, probably literally. Probably fucking literally. I'm just saying. It's frustrating, though. It's frustrating that people want to. I think people start off well-intended and then they get nefarious. That's what I think happens. I think people start off, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. When it comes to the DEI shit, oh, well, that's just your disabled neighbor. That's just making sure that people are given a fair shot. It morphed into something really fucking dark, okay? And that's not a skin color joke, all right? It's fucking bullshit. I get tired of it. Oh, he's a male. The phrase is a male feminist. Yeah. It just. I'm done with those. I'm done with them. I'm done with acting like they're worth a conversation at this point. Honestly, I'm about fucking done with it. I usually will engage even with those that like. But there's something called the reprobate mind, and when somebody is so reprobate, in their position, in their mentality, in their soul. You leave the door open if they want to approach you, but there's no point in approaching them. And I think that's one. No freaking point. I used the NIG meter. NIG. It was there. It was I used the Rage-O-Meter. I have two. It popped up. Did it not pop up? Did you guys did you guys see the dang meter? Shit. Real quick, guys, did you see the ramp meter? I pulled it up. I really hope you saw it. I'm going to rewind real quick. No, I pulled up. It says Rage-O-Meter. It was the different one. You like the other one, though, huh, Entropy? Why are you calling it that? It's Gurameter. The other one's a Gurameter. Why do you call it that? Okay, the meter was there. That's what I thought. Okay, the ramp meter was there. Entropy, you missed it. You got to rewind and look. It happened. Yes, the animated emotes for your pleasure. All right, let me check real quick here. Do a quick refresh over here. I need to make sure that things are going well over there on the X machine for the extreme. Oh, 37. We got 37 likes. Hell yeah. Good job, guys. Good job. Appreciate you. Ah, Entropy, you're blind. Well, sucks. That really sucks. Oh, yeah. Metaphorically. Phrase of speech here. Yep. Okay. Both of them worked because Rumble Studio did do an update, so I want to make sure that things are still rolling the way they should be. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the new banner? I kind of like it. I think it's pops a little bit more. Burning it up on XVids. No, it's an extreme. We're not going to call it XVids. No. Damn it, Elon. Guys, did you hear that apparently? We have more fun thing. Before okay, USAID. We're gonna get into it. We are. You know what? This is related, damn it. This is related because this is somebody who is helping out with Doge. This is somebody who is helping out with Doge, all right? The oh, let me find it. I hope I saved it. Where it be? Let me find it. Ba, 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 ba. Finding it here. Son of a biscuit. Apparently, one of the individuals that Elon Musk has working on Doge, working on this issue, is here we go. We have a CNN clip. Guys. Brace yourselves. Commie News Network with the very serious, very, very retrospective, very, very professional approach to this story because you need it. You need a professional approach to this. One of the people that Elon has working for him with Doge to go after things like USAID. Let's let her do the report.
Yes, so this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that would be one. Has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls. The unfortunate nickname Big Ball. Nickname Big Balls. Big Balls online. So that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge. And we looked into his background. And so we found, several notable things, Aaron. One of which is that this individual has founded multiple companies, including one with another unfortunate name, Tesla.Sexy LLC, which he established in 2021. He would have been around 16 years old. Now, Tesla.Sexy LLC, which he established in 2021, he would have been around 16 years old.
These are my people.
Now, this LLC controls dozens of web domains. Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. These are the people that we need. And it's, it's fitting. It's fitting that the Air Force, Trump Force One. Looks like, it looks like this is a needed upgrade. And after that, they're dragging. This is causing some of the issues with the air travel. The sheer testicular engorgement that is present with Air Force One now. Look at the fire. Oh, that's quality. That is quality Photoshop. I'm here for it, guys. Yeah. She's excited. She's upset she doesn't get invited to the balls. Yes. Trump had some massive balls. Some massive inauguration balls. They were great. Oh, God. You gotta love it. They did a news segment. About this, guys. And apparently, a 25-year-old had to resign because he chose to resign because of quote unquote racist posts. I don't know what the posts were, but it's the internet. Shit happens on the internet. All right. Damn it, Ian, I'm not giving you any more screen time. Maybe I have to. It was a good one. USAID is looking to be pretty much the deep state financial piggy bank. It is the arm just shedding American tax dollars all over the world for a bunch of bullshit that none of us asked for. The balls, the pleasure are the balls that I like best. That AC/DC song. One of my favorite songs. Got a kick out of it when I was a teenager. And to this day. Because I still have a 12-year-old sense of humor. Yes, indeed. Good Lord. But USAID has been pretty much like they've used our tax dollars to fund trans operas, a national kazoo orchestra, I believe, DEI stuff involved in immigration, pushing Sesame Street in the Middle East. So I think we have a clip of that. We have a clip of the Sesame Street Middle East here. Let me see. Do we have it? Oh, yes, we do. Let's take a look, guys. I think this is actual footage of the Sesame Street that USAID probably paid for. Completely legit. Won't have anyone tell me otherwise.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أنا مش أنا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.
Probably completely Durka Muhammad Jihad. America, fuck yeah. I think we just got a new follower over on Rumble. Thank you so much for the new follow. Let me check and see who it was real quick. Now we'll get back to this because I like to give my people the shout out for when they do follow the channel. Twin Stanley 1976. Thank you so much for following and becoming a Killdozer here in the Dozer Den. That puts us at 614 followers. My goodness, guys, are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to hit 1,000 followers here on Rumble by April? I think we can do it. I think you guys can be the Killdozer army that I need you to be. And share this out with your loved ones, friends, family, girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, Zers and friends, whatever. I'm not judging you. Share it out. Spread the word. Grow the Dozer Den. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Here's a little clip here. Okay, so the left has been freaking out. The left has been absolutely losing their minds at the fact that somebody would actually shine a light on where our dollars are going. How dare you? How dare you, Elon Musk? You rabid son of a bitch. You Nazi. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't have access to this information because why would Americans need to know this shit, right? Why on earth? Here's the left, and here's Elon Musk doing a. It's a little loud. It's a little loud, so let me actually turn it down a little bit because it is quite loud. Let's share this right here. This is what we have. This is the response from the left, and they can't help themselves. They have to re. Son of a biscuit. You going to share for me? Share it. Am I going to have to refresh? I'm going to have to refresh you. Wait a sec. Let me try something. Let me try this. Let me see if it'll share when I do this. Nope. I'll be back in a blink. And we're back. Going to share this. It's going to happen. We're going to do it. So this is the ringing that's going on from the left. I turned the volume down. So hopefully it doesn't destroy your eardrums. Yes. That is the correct response, Elon. That is the correct response. Here's a little clip from Rogan about it.
Read off some of the things that this guy Kaneko the Great on Twitter.
It's Kanekoa, Kanekoa, Kanekoa the Great. Worth the follow, by the way, if you haven't done so already. Hey, it wasn't 2 minutes, Salt Dumpster. I was right. 18 years later. No, I was right back. Damn it. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some milk, guys.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time, Carl.
I had a sound for that. So let's listen to Joe.
Listed.
By the way, are we? I'm just so glad that Joe has finally just gone ahead and embraced it. He's embraced it, and it's good to see. Wonder how young Jamie feels about it.
And this is off the Jesse Waters show. USAID, $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street, $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals. $27 million.
Yeah, because why not? Why not give him a gift bag? Make him feel welcome, right? We didn't want him to go. We want him to stay here. Make him feel welcome.
$330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. Crops.
Also known as poppy, for the opium, because that's what our government wants. We want more heroin. We want more of that shit. I feel great about it.
I wonder what those crops are. What's their biggest crop, Brett?
It's going to be the poppy seeds for bagels, I'm thinking.
It's for bagels, yeah.
$200 million on an unused Afghani dam, $250 million on an unused Afghani road. This is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of this stuff is really, really crazy. Read all.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, Joe. Thanks for that, Joe Rogan. Let's get into the math, guys. Let's get into the math. So the Pentagon and the IRS spending on K-Cups and sushi. This guy breaks it down for us, guys. This is some math. Pooled McGroin, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, you were talking about math and conjugates and stuff like that. Conjugates, not conjugal. Like the visits that some people get in prison if you're on your good behavior. Oh, freeze frame. He's opening up for the guy in Congress that didn't have a position, guys. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna check that out, Trish. Thanks for reminding me, because I remember seeing it in brief, but I scanned past it for the other one that I played earlier. But I will play that here in a second. That was thanks for sharing that that flight one. That was really beneficial. Let's look at the breakdown of the K-Cups, guys. And this tells you that this is not what this money is actually going for. This is money laundering. This money isn't actually going to sushi and K-Cups. Let's let him break it down for you. Break it down now. Break it down now.
I don't think you truly understand how insane the numbers the Pentagon and the IRS are putting up as far as spending our tax dollars really is. So let me put that into perspective for you. I did some math, so just take a listen. So it was discovered that the Pentagon was spending $600 million per year for sushi. Hello, Siri. If we take that number divided by 365 days, that gets us $1,643,835.62 per day spent on sushi. Now, it's estimated by Google that the Pentagon has 23,000 employees. If we divide that number by the 23,000 employees, we get $71.47 per day per employee on sushi. And you say, oh, well, $71, that seems about fair for every day. That is every single day, including federal holidays and weekends. $71. That's more than some people make a day. It was found that the IRS is spending $230,000 per month on Starbucks cinnamon K-Cups. Multiply that by 12 months, we get $2,760,000 per year on Starbucks cinnamon K-Cups. Now, if we divide that by 4026, which is the lowest cost I could find on Amazon for a 60-pack of these Starbucks K-Cups, we get 68,554.4 60-packs. Now, if we multiply that by 60 for the 60 packs, we get 4,113,000.
What's up, Alaskan Ballistics? Good to see you. Guys, if you haven't followed Alaskan Ballistics, he also does splody stuff like Paul, but he's up north. Gun stuff. It's a good thing on Rumble. We're going over some math about the K-Cups and the sushi from the Pentagon and the IRS, I think respectively. It's clearly money laundering. Thank you, USAID, for just taking taxpayer dollars and doing whatever the hell you want with them.
263.78 K-cups. Divide that by Google's roughly estimated 90,000 IRS employees. That is 45.7 K-cups per day per employee. Oh, but it gets worse. And since it was actually found that only 10% of these employees were actually in office, we can take that 90,000 divided by 10 and get 9,000 employees. We take that 4,113,263.78 K-cups, divide that by 9,000 employees instead. That is 457 K-cups per employee per day. Now, that's an insane amount. But let's look at the caffeine content, shall we? 120 milligrams in each of those K-cups.
They were geeked out, man. Geeked out on caffeine. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. We're at the Pentagon. We got caffeine. Let's get it. Ooh, ooh. No, they'd be dead.
Multiply that by 457 K-cups per day. That is 54,840 milligrams of caffeine, or 54.8 grams of caffeine. You want to know what the lethal limit of caffeine is? 5 grams. Now, I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure 54.8 is significantly larger than 5 grams.
Significantly.
So if this doesn't make you mad,
Significantly,
and make you realize that something else is going on with our money, I don't know what will. But just remember, since tax season's coming up and the IRS is going to come snooping around and asking where their money's at, just tell them, should have made coffee at home.
Yep. It's interesting. Apparently there was some USAID was going into Disney Plus subscriptions, and there's a direct correlation between Disney Plus subscriptions dropping off and the spigot being shut off for USAID. Just maybe that's speculation. Maybe that's speculation. I don't know. Yeah, they would be dead. There's no way that coffee was actually being. There's no way that money was actually going to coffee. That's what it was labeled down. That's what it was written down as. And it's all about how you write it up in the government, guys. It's all about how you write it up, and they wrote it up the right way. Well, for their interests, anyways. God. Let's see. I think I had another one here. Actually, since Trish mentioned that clip from my spirit animal, I think it's John. Is it John Kennedy? Senator John Kennedy. Let me look here. Yep, John Kennedy. He he breaks down the. I think I saw this the other day. Well, oh God, another ad. YouTube is so bad. I mean, Rumble has ads too, but we have to. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all 34 minutes, but I doubt he talks for 34 minutes. But yeah, Alaskan. That's it's pure coincidence. Pure coincidence that the 700,000 subscriptions that the USAID played for, just coincidence. Just a quinkydink. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Move along, folks. Move along. Nothing to see here. Singling. That's without tolerance. So you're saying you could take that 350 or 54 Singland? Oh man. Let's take a listen to what John Kennedy has to say. I doubt it's going to be going for 34 minutes, but we're going to play a little bit here. He breaks it down, guys. Breaks it down for us what the USAID has been funding on your dollar. Your dollar, guys. It's not government money. It's the people's money. And they have to be kept in check. These fuckers taking what is not theirs. Braves wherever eats ads like Doge eats. Okay. I need to do that. I've been slacking since I got the new laptop. I've had it for like almost a year now. I haven't changed my browser from the initial one that it came with, so I need to do that. Yeah, you're 50. Nice. 50 BMG should be coming in tomorrow. Excellent. I'm jealous. I am jealous. Glad for you, though. Glad for you. Fuck yeah, dude. You gonna have a video on it? You better. Alaskan Ballistics. I'm gonna be checking your stuff out. I don't expect a video tomorrow. I mean, I know it takes production and stuff like that. But hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Glad for you. Let's listen to my spirit animal, John Kennedy, talking about USAID and their bullshit. Because they be on some. They be on some bullshit.
Senator from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. President. I yield 30 minutes of my post-cloture debate time on the vote nomination to Senator Merkley and 30 minutes of my post-cloture debate time on the vote nomination to Senator Schumer.
The senator has that right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. President.
The senator from Louisiana.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President,
Nice
I have
tie.
8 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority
Big Kahuna
leaders.
firearms.
Duly noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. With me today is one of my colleagues from my Senate office, Mr. James Shea. He is one of my right-hand people and does great work, and I'm honored that he could join me today. Gosh, I don't know where to begin.
Me either, John.
I've been in the Senate for 8 years. In dog years, that's 56 years. And it feels like 56 years. I've learned a lot, met a lot of interesting people. Before I got here, everybody told me about the Washington bubble. And I said, how serious could they be? Well, it's true. There is a Washington bubble.
Mm-hmm.
This place is different. It's all.
Damn it, we might have to listen to this dude talk. I kind of like what he's doing. I like his start. I like the cut of his jib. Let's see about accelerating a little bit though. Maybe do a little bit of 1.25. Just a little bit. See what he sounds like at 1.25 because he goes a little slow in his presentation. Let's see.
Own way, sometimes disappointing, sometimes refreshing. It is deeply weird. For one thing, common sense is illegal in Washington.
Looking forward to it, Alaskan Ballistics.
It's illegal. For another thing, I discovered that this is a town of very frustrated ex-class presidents. And there's a Washington way of doing things. And when things aren't done that way, when somebody challenges the status quo, many, not all, but many of these frustrated ex-class presidents in Washington, on the Hill and otherwise, they get excited, not in a good way. They can't get their mind around doing anything other than the Washington way. Some of them, particularly in the media, they go almost catatonic. Or the exact opposite. They foam at the mouth. And they really get upset. They can make a Valium nervous. It's like the world, we're not doing things the way we've always done them.
He said they could make a Valium nervous. I love the way he speaks. He's my spirit animal. I love this man.
The world's going to spin off its axis. I want to try to put in perspective
this isn't 1.25
what many of my
speed,
Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very, very, very upset at President Trump.
Mm-hmm. Very.
And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy.
Nope.
He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing.
Alaskan. It says X has 3 spirit animals: lion, ass, cheetah. Damn, I'm sorry, bro. That's funny though. Like, hey, we gotta make the best out of a shit sandwich sometimes. Dark humor is good.
The agency. That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution. And they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest. And so I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad,
Good morning,
copying
Sam
down
David.
everybody's social security number, and he's going to go use it to make money.
No.
I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never said anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know, I've listened. This has been going on for a week. People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending. And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what? I haven't heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested: the American people. The people in America who get up every day and go to work and obey the law and pay their taxes and try to educate their kids and try to do the right thing by their kids and try to save a little money for retirement, and have had to live through 20% inflation under President Biden. They understand what Musk is doing. They understand spending porn and wasting taxpayer money. Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID.
Spending porn.
That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. In our country, you know, when you're homeless, we'll house you. When you're hungry, we'll feed you. In our country, when you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. And we send a lot of money overseas to help our world's neighbors. And the USAID is in charge, in large part, of that. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He found that we are giving money to Yemen.
Salt dumpster.
He found that we are giving money to Syria.
Salt dumpster. I'm glad that you're joining this episode of the Dozer Den.
I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria.
Glad y'all are having a good time.
He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India.
But
I didn't
why?
know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that.
Nope.
He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izladaji. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to.
Oh my goodness. Alaskan Ballistics coming in hot with a $2 Rumble rant. Appreciate your chat, bro. Here's your first $2 toward an Alaskan trip. God bless, brother. Well, I appreciate the heck out of you, Alaskan Ballistics. Thank you so much for your donation. Nobody ever has to donate to the Dozer Den, but to those who do, thank you so much. It definitely helps me out every couple weeks. Definitely helps out here in the Dozer Den family stronghold. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. One of these days I'll get up there to Alaska. It's a thought. I have a family member that does travel up to Canada and Alaska regularly for hunting trips. So one of these days, possibly. Appreciate you, bud.
What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process and Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, and he shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
He found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front. Mr. Musk found that we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. We took
spreading a fucking fantasy world across the fucking globe. Spreading fucking bullshit. That's what USAID has been doing, guys. Real quick. Guys, I hate to do it, but we got to break out the rant meter again. If it'll work. Oh, it's not working. No, we've used it too much. Will it work over here? There it is. Fuck it. Rage meter coming out. We have been using, USAID has been using taxpayer dollars, your fucking tax dollars, yours, to spread fucking fantasy, fucking imagination across the world with this gender ideology bullshit. It's a poison. It's a toxin. It is confusion, guys. It is honestly some of the most satanic shit because where confusion is present, God is not. And that is what we have when we have gender ideology, this DEI bullshit, this tranny bullshit. It is not of God. It is confusion. It is meant to cause you to scratch your head and go, huh? Because that's the fucking point. These other countries that are getting it, like I said, though, is it really going to that? I think actually, yeah, in this case, they are actually pushing these agendas in other countries because they want to spread this illness, spread this poison to the rest of the world because they can't let well enough alone and leave it just in this country. They got to spread this shit all across the world. That's what this has been. That's what they've been doing with your money. America. God dang. The other one wouldn't work. Entropy, I tried to click on it, but it didn't work for me. Damn, hair got naughty. Yeah. This slush fund. No wonder that the left is so freaked out about it. No wonder, because the damage that they've been doing to other places across the world and here. It's yeah. It's not good, guys. It's not good. It is to destroy society. That's what it's for. That's why you have like South Africa talking about all this commie speech that they have. We covered it in the last episode. Literally commie gobbledygook from the president of South Africa, or prime minister, whatever the fuck his title is. I forgot, because I honestly don't give a shit. Stop killing white folks. How about that? How about stop chanting "kill the Boer"? Let white folks alone. Just saying. Don't kill the whites. Don't kill anybody based on their immutable characteristics. It's generally a bad approach. Yes, Sangland, it is a rot. It is societal rot. Spreading its tendrils out like a fungus. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, back to Kennedy.
The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gender.
Sangland, they eat the poo-poo. Don't eat the poo.
Language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why are we talking about that?
Nope.
The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem.
You may think that an adult that can't stop watching the P word looks something like this, but this is what they're.
What kind of ad
They gave
was that?
$1.5 million.
Speaking of Israel controlling the media.
For, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night.
Go, John.
And many of my colleagues are upset. They're really mad at Mr. Musk. Hell, I think we ought to give him a medal.
Hell yeah.
All he's doing is what President Trump said he was going to do. President Trump said he's going to audit the spending. So Trump goes and hires Musk, again with the top secret security clearance. Nobody can quibble with his intelligence. The guy's as smart as Einstein's cousin. He's a very successful businessman. Some say he's the richest guy in the world. And he's doing the auditing. And man, he's finding a lot of stuff. I call it spending porn. Now, I'm not saying everything that USAID does is wasted, but I'm saying a lot of it is. A hell of a lot of it is. And we ought to be on the floor of this United States Senate thanking Mr. Musk. And we ought to be asking him to go through every agency and look at everybody's budget. Everybody's budget. That's what the American people want. They don't want to talk about process. They don't want to continue with the Washington way. They want to save some money. And let me tell you what's really going on here too, Mr. President. For 4 years under President Biden, and for 8 years under President Obama, and I respect both of them. I don't hate anybody. I don't.
I don't respect Obama.
When I say my prayer at night, one of the things I ask God, don't let me hate, because it's hard in Washington. Don't let me hate. I have all the respect in the world for President Biden and President Obama. Tough job.
Fuck them both.
But between them,
after all the damage they've done to this country, yeah, I fucking hate them. And I know it's not good to feel hate. I know it's not good to hate another and have malice like that towards people. But after what they've done to this country, yeah, fuck those people.
Spent 12 years in Washington, and presidents set the tone. They control the questions that are asked.
You can have righteous rage, and you can hate that which is unholy and that which is detrimental to the success of a nation that you love and that you are part of. But, we are flawed. At least I am. And I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that I have that fire response. And I can talk to God on my own time and ask for forgiveness. Don't necessarily need to go to confession. That's just me. But it's there if I needed it, I guess. And it's good for those that do want it.
Ask. And here's the question that President Obama and President Biden asked for 8 years. I heard it for 12 years. I heard it every single day. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Is it you? Is it you? Who needs to pay more in taxes? We need more money. Who needs to pony up more? That was the issue. But that's not the issue today. We have a new president. You know what the issue is today? What the hell happened to all the money? What the hell happened to all the money? And that's what Mr. Musk is finding out. That's all this is about. And I'm just shocked that my colleagues have decided that this is a hill they're going to die on. How can you look?
It's a good approach, Alaskan Ballistics. Sometimes when I realize I hate them, I pray for their conversion. Like 1% of the time, I'm not that. Yeah, I feel you. It's hard. It's real freaking hard. You try to live your life as an example of Christ, but it is freaking hard. Like I said, we acknowledge that we are human and we are flawed. That's the good thing about Christians. You know, we acknowledge when we're fuck ups.
The American people in the eye and support this kind of waste.
Not saying that only Christians, but that's kind of one of our main things.
Support this kind of spending porn.
Spending porn.
I mean, the election to me made at least one thing clear, that the American people are sick and tired of people in Washington denying reality.
I think prostitution might be a better word. Spending prostitution, maybe? I don't know.
The last administration tried to convince us that we were living in a crime-free world where inflation was temporary and the border was secure.
It's transient.
And the American people didn't buy it.
Transient.
You know why? Because it wasn't true.
Emphasis on the trans.
And the administration, our last administration, tried to argue that Bidenomics was making our lives better. Mm-hmm. But the American people knew differently. Mm-hmm. They understood Bidenomics to mean I get to spend more to live worse. And they voted. Now, I mean, the American people were poorer under the last administration, but they didn't become stupid. They could see that the government was creating a problem, not trying to fix it. And they noticed the national debt, too. Put up that first chart for me.
Oh, the charts.
You know what our national debt is, Mr. President? $36 trillion. Not million, not billion. $36 trillion. It takes my breath away. Highest it's ever been, over 100% of our gross domestic product. Our debt's growing faster than our economy. And we toss around these numbers, $1 trillion, $1 billion, $1 million, $1 squillion, like it's nothing. I want to try to put this in context. If I started counting right now, and I counted one numeral, if you will, per second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I kept counting all day and all night. I didn't sleep. I counted between bites of oatmeal at breakfast. I just counted continually.
What's up, Rat
One
Snom?
numeral per second. It would take me 32 years to count to 1 billion. 32 years to count to 1 billion. It would be 2057. I'd be dead as Woodrow Wilson. Wouldn't live that long. And that's just $1 billion. Our debt's $36 trillion. You know how long it would take me to count to $1 trillion? 31,000 years.
Damn.
If I counted one numeral per second.
Damn.
About as old as Chuck Grassley. 31,000 years. It would take me 1 million years to count to 36 trillion. Those are the kind of numbers we're talking about.
That's why I say money is fake and gay at these metrics. It's fake and gay. It doesn't even mean anything at that point. Like it's just we can't even comprehend it, honestly.
And the American people understand it.
It reminds me of playing Pokemon on the Game Boy when you looked at the currency in that, and for like a Pokeball, it was like $50,000 or 50,000, whatever it was. Yeah, it's completely just mind-boggling.
Since 2019, America's population has grown 2%. We're not having babies. 2%. And that's after massive immigration. You know how much our budget has grown? 55%. 55%. Yeah, we've had inflation, but we haven't had 55% worth of inflation.
No.
That's how we got to this $36 trillion in debt. Put up the next chart for me.
To the charts.
Now, some of this money we had to spend during the pandemic, and
had to spend. Nah.
It was a bipartisan effort during the pandemic. Republicans voted for it, and Democrats voted for it because we had no choice.
Yeah.
I was there. I saw it from the inside. We came this close to losing the American economy. And you know who helped a lot? Doesn't get enough credit? Jay Powell at the Federal Reserve. I watched it. The whole world
Fuck the Fed.
wanted to go into a cave and retreat. Back in the Great Recession,
It's part of the problem is people shut shit down. It wasn't the actual virus. It was the response. And our response was retarded.
remember all the other countries in the world who look to us. They may hate us, but they know we're the greatest country in all of human history. They look to America. And you know what? Back in the Great Recession, all the other countries wanted they wanted treasuries, treasury notes, treasury bonds. Not this time. They were so scared. They didn't want treasuries. They wanted dollars, cash dollars. So Jay Powell, thank the Lord, he goes over to the Federal Reserve. He opens what's called a currency swap line, and he told every country, you want dollars? I'll trade your dollars for your currency. And everything calmed down. He doesn't get any credit for that. But it was a gutsy thing to do. But on top of that, to save the American economy, that wasn't helping the American economy. We had to keep the economy going. We spent a lot of money. But then COVID ended. And what we should have done was go back to pre-COVID spending. But we didn't do that. President Biden, after the shutdowns and the coronavirus, the pandemic was over, passed the American Rescue Plan. COVID was over. He spent $1.9 trillion. Never let a good crisis go to waste. I didn't vote for it. Then he came back and passed what he called an infrastructure bill. It was really just the Green New Deal. I know what's in that bill. That was another $1.2 trillion. And then he passed the Inflation Reduction Act. I didn't vote for it, but that was another $1.0 trillion. And then he passed the CHIPS Act. This is really special. He said, big tech, the semiconductor companies need our money. They need taxpayer money. They're not making enough money. And he gave them money. He didn't give hardware stores money. President Biden didn't give the healthcare industry money. He said, I want to help big tech. And boy, they sucked it up like a Hoover Deluxe. We spent $280 billion subsidizing big tech. And you add it all up, and that's almost $4.5 trillion. And that's how we got $36 trillion in debt. And that's why Donald Trump said, I'm going to look at every single line item of spending. And that's why he gave the job to Elon Musk. And that's why Musk is auditing these accounts. But nobody wants to talk about what he's finding. Nobody wants to talk about the spending porn, except the American people. They get it, Mr. President. They get it. And I hope Mr. Musk continues. My colleague and friend, we had a little discussion in banking today. Senator Warner makes a good point. He wants Mr. Musk to come over and talk to Congress about how he's doing this. I'm all for that. I am all for that. I would love to have him come over.
He's using 20-year-old autists fueled by Red Bull. That's how Elon Musk is doing this.
And walk us through what
and God bless him for it.
He's doing and how he's discovering all this spending porn. We need all the help we can get on reducing our spending because we can't continue at this pace.
Yes. Sam Duty, I mentioned you earlier. You were the one asking about that. Yeah, the chat Rumble had an update and their chat box is bigger. So yeah, glad you're able to see it a little bit better. Sweet.
I just wanted to spend a few minutes putting all this in perspective, Mr. President. The world's not going to spin off its axis, folks. Every business that I know of goes through an audit. Now we're being audited, but we're being audited by not by the usual auditors, but we're being audited by a person appointed by the President of the United States. And I'm betting you when he's through, and he's going to go to all these agencies. He's starting on the Department of Education next. I think he'll end up finding that some of our money is being well spent. But he's also going to find that some of our money is being stolen and it's being wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an insult to every taxpayer in this country.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end like I began. We ought to be giving Mr. Musk a medal.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to be thanking him. Maybe nobody else wants to hear about the spending porn, but I can't wait to read the book. I hope he finds all of it and compiles it.
Yep.
I hope Marco Rubio, our new Secretary of State, takes USAID and shakes them by the shoulder and lifts up the good people there and fires the bad people.
Yeah.
The people that wasted taxpayer money like this, giving money to terrorist organizations, giving money to organizations that support Hamas. Hope he gets rid of every single one of them. And I think if we listen to Mr. Musk, we can save a lot of money. And I hope he does come over and explain what he's doing. I want to talk about one other subject real quickly. I talked about it before. I'm not going to repeat it. This is India. This is China, which wants to run the whole world. China's already trying to take over the shipping lanes in the South China Sea.
Mm-hmm. Building up
This
islands.
is the Chagos Islands, right down here. Years ago, the Chagos Islands were owned by France. France ceded the Chagos Islands to our friends in Great Britain, UK. And a number of years ago, the United Kingdom and America got together, and we built, mostly with American dollars, by the way, we built a military base in the Chagos Islands on one particular island called Diego Garcia. And it's a really important military base. For one thing, it's very close to the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean in China, so we can watch them. For another thing, it's where it's one of the only bases
Appreciate
where
you for that,
our
Alaska
nuclear
ballistics.
submarines
Not an
can
easy
dock.
job.
Hugely important. Well, the United Nations got mad at the United Kingdom. They said, Great Britain, you're bad people. You used to be colonialists. You acquired other countries, sometimes freely, sometimes by force. Every country I know of in the world of any strength has done that. Doesn't mean we ought to be proud of it, but it's part of our history.
That's what you do.
But the United Nations said, shame on you, UK. Shame on you. Bad, 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 bad.
Fuck
you have to give back the Chagos Islands and the military base there. And the UN doesn't have any jurisdiction over the United Kingdom. But the UN said, not only do you have to give it back, but you don't give it back to the people of the Chagos Islands. You give it back to another group of islands way down here called Mauritius. Mauritius used to own the Chagos Islands when France ceded them to Great Britain. They were run by Mauritius. But the people of the two island groups, archipelagos, the people don't have any affinity. Now, what's Mauritius say? Of course, we'll take it. But they want to start charging the United States and the UK £9 billion for a 99-year lease.
Shit.
So we can lease our own military base. All because the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom feels guilty because somebody, some tofu-eating wokarati at the United Nations says they're bad people, bad colonialists. Well, and the Prime Minister of the
I didn't
of
forget
the
you,
United
Sam.
Kingdom, he's going along with it. But he says, I'm negotiating with Mauritius. And the people of the leader of Mauritius just issued a press release, said, yeah, he's negotiating. He's increased the price. And he's shortened the leash. Now, you know who's loving all of this? China.
Mm-hmm.
Because China has a close relationship with Mauritius. And you know what? It's going to get a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
This is insane. This is cell deep stupid. This is bone deep down to the marrow stupid. Because the United Nations wants the United Kingdom to feel guilty, they want to give our military base and their military base to Mauritius. Now, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom can stop this. And Marco Rubio, our new Secretary of State, is against it. And I haven't talked to him directly, but I think President Trump is against it. The United Kingdom is our friend. I went to school there for a while. I love it. And I want to see the Prime Minister do well. But he needs to put down the bomb.
Yeah.
He needs to put down the bomb. This makes absolutely no
Put down
sense.
the bomb.
And it's going to be a big part of his legacy if he gives away this island and our military base to, in effect, will eventually be China. So I would say to the Prime Minister tonight, I don't mean any disrespect. I want to say this respectfully. I shouldn't have said the bong part. I take it back.
No, you don't.
Please, Mr. Prime Minister, don't do this. Don't do this. We'll stand with you in telling the United Nations who's upset with you to go fill out a hurt feelings report, because we're not doing it.
Yeah.
We'll stand with you. Please say no. Don't give our military base away. It's going to really hurt the relationship between the United States of America and the United Kingdom. I know Donald Trump pretty well. I know Marco Rubio pretty well. They'll forgive, but they'll never, ever forget. Don't do it, Mr. Prime Minister. I've taken too much time. I'm sorry. I yield to my colleague.
Yeah, there we go. Well, thank you, John Kennedy, for breaking that down for us. Thanks for sharing, Trish. USAID. It has a. I got a really. Here's how the Democrats have responded. Here's how the Democrats have responded to USAID being put on blast and being kept from going in there and being able to, do whatever they want. The Democrats in D.C. today.
No.
Elon says no.
No.
Oh, the frustration. The frustration. Oh, man. I had a really good... let me find it real quick here. Had a really good post from Clint Russell, Liberty Lock Pod. Worth your follow over there on the X machine. Where did he go? Gonna read through this real quick, and then we'll get on to the last topic, and then a palate cleanser. Here we go. Dude's got 19 million views on this. He's gone viral. Clint Russell, with a quite astute and eloquent expression of what's going on. Let's share it, and I'll just go ahead and read through it. Elon Musk actually reposted this, and it's, like I said, got him 19.6 million views. Good for Clint Russell, Liberty Lock Pod. Be nice to see him back on We Are Change every now and then, but I guess they had a disagreement or something. But so, Clint Russell says, the Doge discoveries are not just about wasted taxpayer funds. The real story, the 5-alarm fire, is that USAID was literally funding an entirely handcrafted pseudo-reality. Fantasy land, right? Not just in America, but all over the world. You were robbed to fund global psychological operations, buying off media outlets, pushing advertiser boycotts against X and Rumble because they attempted to decrease censorship, streaming to X and Rumble right now, aka narrative control, pushing war propaganda, funding opposition groups in foreign lands to foment revolutions, funding lawfare against the former president of the United States and his supporters. I could go on for an hour. People get caught up on the $100,000 to study cocaine's impact on Chihuahua stories. That's not the headline here. The headline here is the U.S. government robbed you blind in an effort to control your mind. It's about as big as it gets. That is a fantastic freaking point. They are literally using your taxpayer dollars, to control the minds of the public. That's what it is. It is a psyop. Giant psyop. Fucking insane. Guys, I forgot to mention, the DozerDen.locals.com is the locals community that I have. I've got a live chat there open. So if you want to contribute there, you can participate in the live chat. Currently, I think Sanglance, our lone subscriber, having himself a good time over there. Appreciate you. And you'll be able to post in the community there as well. I think if you contribute, I need to figure out a way to get access to people who don't have the means to contribute. But that's there for you. And the Discord, there is a Discord community. Got like 16 people there. We talk about things and things from time to time. Appreciate you sharing those links out there. And you know what? If you're not comfortable sending a Rumble rant or subscribing to the channel, there are other options, Venmo and Cash App. There are the links. They are also in the description of the video. Nobody ever has to donate monetarily to the Dozer Den, but if you do, thank you so much. It's sincerely appreciated. I think we've covered about as much on USAID as we need to. Let's go ahead and get into this last topic. Gosh, I could play some of Mike Benz, but man, it's Mike Benz. If you haven't checked out Mike Benz, check him out. Freaking wealth of knowledge on USAID. He's been talking about it for a while. So this is like right up his alley. Oh man, what did we do here? What did I do? Last topic I want to talk about. Want to just remind everybody that Hurricane Helene wrought destruction upon the Southeast. North Carolina, Tennessee, they had some serious problems from this. Nobody expected this to be in that area because hurricanes don't typically cause that type of damage up there, up that away. They did this time. We talked about it at the time, what possible influences could have been had from different technologies, but this one here is pretty important. Let me just a second. So right now, the official death toll for Hurricane Helene is 232. The official death toll, from what I've seen, is anywhere between 1,300 and 1,800 for Hurricane Katrina. Last updated numbers for Hurricane Helene were like a couple months ago. What's up with that? Maybe it's because the sheer amount of those missing. There are quite a few people that are quote-unquote missing. If you're missing at this point, it's very likely that you are no longer above ground. Very likely that you got buried, and that's your final resting place. And that is fucking sad. But it's the truth. And we have to remember that North Carolina, the people are still suffering. And while we have a new administration that is pledged to help them in every way possible, they're still struggling. And we don't need to memory hold the impact that it had. Americans shouldn't be left hanging out to dry. Americans, it's a flood, so the opposite. But Americans that's where the government should step in to help in cases of natural disaster, attack, stuff like that. That's where the federal government should be able to come in and help. More than $750. Maybe some resources, shelter, not being in the way of letting people build structures that can and will. Absolutely disgusting response from our regulatory agencies when it came to that. No, you can't have this structure. That's not up to code. Sleep in a fucking tent. Freeze to death. Oh, your kids are cold? Well, we're going to come and take your kids too. Why not? Because you can't take care of them. That's the shit that's been going on down there. This is from Carmen Love. Missing persons updated. 1/24/2025. List from North Carolina. Prayers. So this is just North Carolina. Let's look at the other states, right? Prayers, please, as we seek to find closure for the families. And so let's go ahead and watch this brief video and just kind of take it in. Short last topic, but we'll have a palate cleanser after this.
I will help you through when you've done all you can do, and you can cope. I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let go. It hurts my heart to see you cry. I know it's dark, this part of life. Oh, it finds us all, and we're too small to stop the rain. Oh, but when it rains, I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will dry your eyes. I will find.
It looks like 360 or something like that. JJR says, "Great stuff, Bill. Gotta go to my regularly scheduled show. See you on Saturday, JJR. Hope you have a great rest of the day at work." Heck yeah, appreciate you, bud. But yeah, that's just 232, right? 232 deaths, and I hope that some of these people are still alive. I hope that they just haven't made contact with their families, with their friends. That's what I hope. But very likely that if you're not found right now, you're most likely in the muck, and that's your final resting place, and that's horrific. But we got to remember too that there was a bunch of refrigerated trucks that were there. a lot of box trucks. Whatever happened with that? I think this was minimized. That's what I think. I think that it was purposeful. I think that I think it's because of the state. I think it's because of who they vote for. It's because of the demographics. That's what I think. I think if it would have been somewhere else, would have been a little bit more truthful in the representation of how dramatic that hurricane was. So, every now and then, just, it's worth thinking about. Not saying that you have to dwell on it, like with all the, people get hung up on things and let it rule their life. I don't think there's a point in letting something, even if it's something sad that's been going on, even if it's something disgusting that's been going on. I don't think it's good to let it rule your existence, because you have to live. You can be concerned and be passionate about these things and care about these things without letting it run your life. And I think there is a balance that you have to strike with stuff like that. But yeah, if you have the means, I was damn close. If I would have been able to take off and go help, I would have gone and helped in whatever way I could. But I didn't. I just wasn't able to get down there. And I mean, I got a strong back and I like to joke and say I got a strong back and a weak mind, but yeah, I'm actually I'm smart at times. I can be, but I like to joke and say I got a strong back and a weak mind. Let's get after it. So if you had the means, it's worth looking into and being sure that when you do donate, making sure that it's one that's actually legit, because there are people that are going to take advantage of situations like that and grift off of it. One of the cool things about that situation is the people in the area took up for each other and helped each other out quite a bit. So that was really cool to see. Was a little bit of faith in humanity restored when it comes to the people on the ground there, and the people coming from other states with supplies and people to get stuff done, clear trees out, stuff like that. It was really good to see that. But yeah, just don't forget Hurricane Helene. The impact is still being felt, and it's worth thinking about every now and then. It's worth thinking about. So. Palate cleanser time. Guys, recap. We're going to do a Dozer Den recap. We talked about Gazamerica, Trump's plan to take over the Gaza Strip and make it America, the Riviera of the Middle East, he says. We talked about the nuances associated with Israel and Palestine. There's no one ever going to agree completely on that. It's a clusterfuck. I don't think we need to mess with the sandbox. That's just me. Trish one, you had West Virginia firefighters that took supplies there and working there 24/7. We even gave them a fire truck to keep because they lost theirs. Fucking great. Good on the other states for helping out. Because when the federal government didn't do what it needed to do, like I said, because of who it was and who they vote for. That's my opinion. And literally, when you look at how FEMA responded to people who had Trump signs, those were places you didn't go and talk to. Fuck those people. Fuck them right into oblivion. Doesn't matter what your politics are. You need help, you need help. That's what matters. You're human beings. People lost sight of that. People lost sight of that. That's awesome. Coal miners went down there and built the roads back. Freaking great. Good on West Virginia. We then talked about the update with the flight 5342. A lot of just objective facts that have come out. It was really good run through video from Trish actually. So appreciate that. We then went on to talking about USAID and the waste that is ever prevalent in our agencies that are allocating tax dollars. Because why not waste it on a bunch of bull crap and money launder, money launder, money launder. Wash that money. And then we talked just briefly. I just felt like it had to be mentioned, had to be talked about for a minute. The Hurricane Helene stuff says 232 is the current official death toll from what I've seen. Way higher than that. It's way higher than that. But like I said, there's reasons that they don't want to acknowledge why it was as bad as it was. So, palate cleanser time, guys. Palate cleanser. We have a nice one. We have a nice palate cleanser. And then we'll go ahead and just do a little bit of the Massey Minute. Let me find it. Scroll. And there it is. We have ourselves Pureness with the puppers. This is our palate cleanser after that. And then we'll do our Massey Minute. And then we'll find somebody to raid, because that's what we do. We're going to share real quick. This is a doggy daycare, and they have a heated saltwater pool just for dogs. They get to swim twice a week, plus therapy sessions for older pups and those recovering from surgery. Here we have some doggos having a damn good time, guys. They're having a good time. Yes. This is good. Yeah. Puppers. Having a good time. Palate cleanser. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of the Massey Minute. Watch a little bit of the Homestead. Homestead with Massey. I forgot what he calls it every time. Off the grid with Massey. With Thomas Massey, rather. Let's do, I think we were at 25 minutes last time. Something like that. Yeah, we were around 25 minutes. Let's watch a couple minutes of this, and then we will raid somebody. If you guys have a suggestion for who to raid, I think I was saying I was going to raid Adonis last time, so I might go ahead and just do Adonis, because I haven't raided AP in a while. So, send our humble crew over. Let's watch a couple minutes of this
You
first.
can't expect all of that in 1 year or 2 years. Making food for other people and watching them eat it and it provide nourishment to their bodies, like that's honest, like that's not fake. And you know something got done and somebody appreciates you for it. And those are concepts that are somewhat foreign in Washington, D.C. I mean, if you think about it, nothing is produced in Washington, D.C. There's nothing manufactured. There's no food grown.
Except corruption.
There are very few inventions created, if you will. It's just a place where nothing is created. And a farm is exactly the opposite. There's life happening here every day. I've found out that I can get more money for my animals if I keep feeding them grass, get the calves to an older age, and then sell that beef directly to consumers. Now, there are government barriers to that, as you can imagine. And the big players in the beef industry don't want any of those barriers removed. So the USDA rules require you to employ a USDA inspector in your facility full time if you want to have the USDA certification. And there's a butcher house 3 miles from here, 3 miles from my house, that does a fantastic job on these animals. And as long as I sell you a share of this animal before I take it to that butcher shop, it's all legal and you can have the meat after it's butchered. But I can't sell you less than a quarter of the animal. And it's healthy, and the US government has no problem with that. But if I try to sell you a steak and we don't pretend at least that you own this animal before I butcher it, I go to jail.
Might be some Black Angus there.
And the big guys like that, because you can imagine how hard it is if I come up to you and say, would you like to buy some of my beef? And you say, yes, I'm having a cookout this weekend. And I say, great. The smallest order is 300 pounds. But you can go to the supermarket and buy one steak because that has the imprimatur of the USDA.
Cafe locked out.
That facility employed a USDA person and kept them at their facility when they were butchering. So the net result of that regulation is, instead of going 3 miles from my house, I have to go 150 miles from my house to a facility that has a USDA inspector, which raises the price and the effort. And then I've got to come 150 miles back with frozen beef without letting it fall, and then distribute frozen beef to consumers. It's a very difficult proposition. Democrats and liberals want the ability to buy locally and consume healthy food. And they're starting to wake up and realize that the healthiest food comes from your neighbor where there's accountability. It doesn't come from some centralized industrial food production system that's corporate.
And this is what we're going to be eating, beef brisket.
There you go.
You cook this low and slow.
Sweet.
So for me, I mean, I like the fact that it's, quote, green, to be off the grid or to be running on solar power. But for me, it was about independence. Sunlight hits the panels. Panels produce DC electricity. These devices take that DC electricity, step it down, and charge the batteries. Now we've got DC power, but we need AC power to run common everyday appliances in the house.
All right, we will finish out this next time. Guys, we are rating Cafe Locked Out. Cafe Locked Out. That's who we're rating. So thank you guys so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. We've had ourselves a great time. Appreciate the heck out of all the support, Rumble rants, subscriptions, monthly subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support, for sharing, commenting, liking, following this channel. I stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central, although I might be adding another one in there on Sundays. Who knows? We'll see. But I appreciate everybody taking time out of their day, morning, evening, night, whenever it may be, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for making this episode of the Dozer Den extra special. You guys have yourselves a great rest of the evening, whatever time it may be where I'm getting kind of tired. Guys, signing out. Y'all have a good one.